What happened there? Hello. Hold on a second. I don't know what just happened because live stream copyright notice. Due to copy, your live was interrupted. Oh man. Content is detective after copyright material is no longer streamed. Oh, all right. Whoops. All right. I just started a new live. That sucks. I hope they don't take that whole live down. Son of a biatch. I gotta get off here in a few minutes anyway. You know what? I'm not even. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen because anything you play from like A&E and all that, which kind of annoys me because like that was a free clip that they have on Facebook. So why can't I stream it and do commentary to it? I don't even understand that. But I see I got the email. I wouldn't have even known because typically when you get struck down for copyright, like it'll just shut the live down. I could still see you guys in the chat, so I was like, what the hell's going on? So I just ended it and came back in. That was weird. All right, well, at least it didn't like take my channel down for, period of time. It might. I shouldn't have even named this skill go, but well, I can't stay on here much longer because I do have somewhere to go today and I gotta get in the shower. But let me you know what? I'm gonna change the title of this. Hold on a second. I hope they don't take that whole stream down. That would really suck. Um, hold on a second because they might just blur it out. I don't know. They've been handling copyright a little bit different as far as on let me change the name of this because I don't want people to come here and think that it's about the Gilgo thing because I think I'll obviously keep you guys updated on what's going on there as far as the uh case goes, and if they name a suspect, I'm sure you guys will all be following it in the news anyway. Let me just log on to my YouTube page. I'm going to change the stream name because I don't want to. There's a press conference at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, more information is going to come out. I don't want to, um, you know. All right, let's talk about Zab Girl, but let me just change the name of the title real quick so that I don't mislead people. Give me a second. Oh, and I wanted to speak on one more thing too while we're here. So let me just change the name real quick. The other thing I wanted to speak on here was regarding Veda or Vada, Tube Top Tammy. So when I got off my live yesterday, okay, I I I went to her live, okay, because clearly I was very interested in the whole situation. And I feel like there's some people out there that are kind of like mad at me because I apologized to her, and that's fine. Look, you guys know I'm always going to do what's right. Like I'm not going to if I owe somebody an apology, I'm going to give the person an apology. I'm not going to um just because I don't care for the person, which I don't care for her, and I still think she's an asshole because she could have handled things differently, and she didn't have to call burnt toast burnt cunt and all this other shit because burnt toast doesn't, she doesn't deserve that, and she doesn't talk like that. Okay, and if she got something wrong, I know that burnt toast is not the type of person that's going to not apologize to people, you know. So um if she's wrong, so I watched the live, and from what she was showing, there was clear obvious differences in the artwork that she was showing from what I guess burnt toast was showing. Now I didn't get too deep. I'm not going to sit there analyzing everything. I figured it was just easier for me to put up an apology and call it a day. I'm not going to sit there analyzing her every fucking thing. Why can't I find my videos so I can edit the fucking title? Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm like so lost right now. Content. Here we go. Okay. I'm just going to change the name on this real quick. Live, close. All right, let's open this one up. I just want to change the name because I'm done discussing the Gilgo case. I don't even know why I put it in there. I'm just going to name it part 2. Just part 2. All right. So anyway, this way it's just part 2 of my live. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, look, she said that the art was hers. She still lied in a sense, and at the very least, Burnt Toast got her to admit that like it's not her original art, dude. Like she didn't fucking, you know, those aren't her pictures, those aren't her creations. Yes, has she copied them? Just like I showed you guys yesterday, a painting that I did that I copied. I copied that painting from somewhere else, so it's not my original work, you know. Mine's a little different in the sense that first of all, I did it on two canvases, but you know, I wouldn't go selling that for $800 because like it's not technically my work. I copied somebody else's work, you know. So um I mean, it was in a magazine somewhere, you know, that I found this thing, and my cousin liked it, and she was redoing her room at the time, so I just painted it for her, you know, because I wasn't about to spend whatever it was on the paintings. I didn't have the money at the time, so so I made those for her. Anyway, um, so there's a obvious moral issue there because she was claiming that it was like her art, you know, as if like she thought it up, you know, and that's just not the case. And she's like, well, I transformed it. You know, I don't know if adding a couple of green feathers to a peacock is, you know, that transformative. You're still basically copying somebody's idea. And I don't know, you know, morally, I don't think that's right. There's websites online who will like recreate masterpiece paintings for you. But I don't know. Look, I don't know all the legalities uh when it comes to, you know, I don't know all the legalities with art. You know, I don't. I'm not an art lawyer. I'm not a trademark lawyer. I just know that, you know, like the Mickey Mouse thing, yeah, that's definitely trademark infringement. I mean, you're if you sold that, you're infringing on, you know, Disney trademark right there, copying that. And you know, if, as long as you're not profiting on it, it's okay. But because all artists do that, we all copy things, you know, from other people because it just helps you become a better artist. I mean, the only way to get better at art is to keep practicing by copying, you know, things, paint techniques, shit like that, you know, challenging yourself. Can I do this? Can I do that? So there's nothing wrong with that. And like people seem to be kind of getting upset with me because I was apologized. I'm apologizing that look, if that's her artwork, her actual artwork, that she actually physically painted those things, then I apologize. You know, then you did a good job. I'll even say you did a good job copying those things. You know, as far as the legal and the morality and shit go, I personally I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't fucking copy somebody else's artwork and represent it as my own. I would never do that. You know, like when I showed you guys the painting that I did the other day, what was the first thing I said? I said, this isn't my work. Like it's my work. I painted it, but it's not my idea. I saw this in a magazine somewhere and I kind of copied it, you know, for my cousin. So like I replicated somebody else's work, you know, in my own style, but it's not an exact replica because I can never get it exact, you know, but it's close to somebody else's work, you know. So I would never sell that to somebody and represent it as my own artwork, you know, original artwork, because it's just not, you know. So yeah, so she's wrong in that sense, you know, 100%. But you know, if she drew those things, where I wrote the word if in there, okay, 'cause I'm very careful with my wording. If she actually drew those things, then I apologize. You know, I apologize for accusing you of not actually painting and drawing or whatever, creating those things, okay? Because whatever she showed, there was, you know, variations in it, and I saw that, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not, that's it. I don't care all that much to sit there researching and seeing, you know, picking it apart. Fine. You know, I made a mistake. I'm grown enough to admit that mistake and move on from it. No hard feelings. You know, do I still think she's an asshole? Oh, there's 111 people in here. Make a wish. Do I still think she's an asshole? 100% for, you know, misrepresenting what she actually did because that's not her original artwork. You know, you didn't create that. You didn't think it up. It's not your idea. You literally copied somebody else's shit, you know? And yeah, you transformed it a little bit, but is that worth $800? I don't know, you know? Because I'd be pissed if I bought a painting for $800 and then I found out that somebody else, you know, painted it and, you know, like originally, and I could probably buy a reprint of it cheaper. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. You know, don't represent it as your original artwork, you know, and still I have some questions because like the first drawing that she did that she showed, she's like, yeah, this is this is acrylic paint on a blank canvas. And I'm like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, that does not look like acrylic paint to me, because I just know how acrylic paint blends, and I know what, markers and watercolor. And I was like, it looks like a sketch of some sort to me. But she said it was acrylic paint, and I was kind of like, it doesn't look like acrylic paint to me, but and I stand by that. I don't feel like it looks like acrylic paint. I still feel like the videos that the pictures that she showed, what's her name? Burnt Toast. I don't know. We're different pictures. I don't know. But again, I'm not gonna sit here looking into it, because like at the end of the day, I really don't fucking care that much. I just thought it was crazy, because I was like, if this girl's lying about, doing all this stuff, that's fucked up. If she's not, I apologize. And that's about as far as it goes. I really don't care all that much, and I'm not gonna sit here investigating it. It's not that important to me. You know, I think she's still lying in a sense, though, because she's um you misrepresenting what it is. That's not your original work. You didn't create that. You didn't come up with the concept of it. So it's kind of still a lie, and you should be more transparent and say, this is a painting I did that I copied from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's how you represent your artwork. When I showed you guys my portfolio a while back, I explained where every single idea came from. Like, here, this was from my class, and I had to draw naked people. Some of them I don't even know where the fucking idea came from. It just popped into my head, and I really don't have a story. It's just something that I thought up myself. And I try to make that clear whenever I'm showing my artwork. This is a still life, like that was set up in my art classroom that I drew. I mean, all art is from somewhere in real life. Not all art. I mean, there's a lot of art that, you just kind of make up in your head, but it's all inspired from something, whether it's a painting that you saw or, something. So, I mean, that's fine to be inspired by something, but to just replicate it and then make very small changes to it and represent it as your own, that's kind of fucked up. And I stand by that. So um I mean, I sold invitations years ago, and there was this design I found that I really liked, and I kind of replicated it, and I really liked the design, but it was my own in a sense, right? Because it wasn't exactly the same, but it was pretty much almost exactly the same, and I mean, I didn't sell any of them, but uh the design, I just liked the design. I changed the words and everything like that, but I like the concept of it. So I mean, yeah, artists do that shit all the time, but you have to kind of be clear when you're doing that, kind of have to let people know that you're especially with a painting. You know what I'm saying? Like digital artwork, I have to be honest, as a graphic designers steal shit from each other all the time. I mean, that's just the way it is. We do. You're always going online and searching for, clip art or something to like use as a foundation for your artwork. It's just, you arrange it in a different way, but there's still licensing issues there with some stuff, and you have to be careful. So even with certain fonts and everything like that. But when it comes to like paintings, I don't know. You should be honest about where it's coming from. So that's that. If you're upset with me for apologizing, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm always gonna, try to be the bigger person and do the right thing in this situation. And I just felt like that was, in my heart, I felt like, okay, she showed me enough to show that there's variations in the artwork. So, it's possible that she did this work herself, and I'm not going to leave my live up, so I took it down. And that's it. And I apologize, and it's over. But I do want to, I know you guys probably all seen this before. If it's still up, Zab Girl's horrible fucking apology. Hold on a second. Thank God it's only 3 minutes. We'll go through it real quick, because I left her some comments last night, and she actually answered one of my comments. And this is just, oh God, it's like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh well, you just can't do anything right, you know. And look, we have to allow people to apologize. We have to allow people to apologize, but there's a big but attached to that. This apology is just cringe as fuck. Like, and I don't want to.
Listening to this, then you likely know
Hold
about
on, sorry, didn't mean to start playing it. Okay, this apology is cringe as fuck, in my opinion,
the last
because,
few
and I'll
days.
tell you
I
why.
want to apologize to everyone.
Stop playing. Shut up, Zab Girl. I'll tell you why, in my opinion. If you're gonna apologize to
Hi,
somebody, and this
everyone.
is, oh my
If
God,
you're
stop
listening to
fucking
this
playing.
and you
Holy shit. All right. In my opinion, if you're going to apologize to somebody, then you apologize from your heart. Okay. You don't pre-write a statement and then read the statement on camera. It just sounds so insincere and robotic. I feel like when you apologize to somebody, just turn your camera on, sit in front of the camera, and say what's coming in front of your heart. And you know what? If you're not sorry, don't apologize. But here's the thing, okay? She had ample chances to apologize. And we already heard the real her. Okay. We already heard how she really feels because her good friend, fucking Laura, and a lot of people don't want to credit Laura or say her name, but her good friend, okay, and I'm using air quotes right now, Laura recorded her, had a conversation with her because Laura's such a snake, had a conversation with her, recorded her, and put it online. Okay. I heard part of the conversation on the Glares last night. He did not want to acknowledge that it was Laura on the other end, and that's fine. That's his, choice. So he didn't play Laura's portion of the recording. So I only heard the portion of Zab Girl, her part of the conversation. And I could tell from that conversation where you're speaking candidly with somebody behind the scenes, or at least that you think you're speaking candidly. I don't know if she knew she was being recorded by Laura. Laura's such a fucking snake. I don't know why anybody would get on the phone with her at this point in time, especially if it's not, if you don't regularly talk to her. But what do you call it? She blasted it out on the internet, and I don't know if that girl know, but it sounded like she didn't know, in my opinion, because she was speaking very candidly with Laura, and like those are your real feelings, okay? And we heard that. I heard at least part of it, and you don't sound too sorry to me. In fact, you were kind of sounding like you were making a joke. So it's like you were called out for days before this hit the national news, and now you're sorry. So not only is it, insincere to apologize in the way that you did, where you're, have this pre-written statement and you're reading off of a piece of paper or something, but it's also the timing that counts. Okay. You had ample opportunity to apologize. And it seems like now that this, story has gotten so out of control and your face is plastered all over the place, now all of a sudden you're sorry. So let's listen to her apology. I have to stop it for commentary, unfortunately, because I don't know if she'll strike me or not. But let's listen. Press play.
you likely know about the last few days.
It's so
I
low.
apologize to everyone I've hurt, but especially Cannon's family. I've been doing some major soul searching and reflecting.
Okay. Let me just stop it right there. Major soul searching and reflecting. Dude, let me tell you something, because I've done soul searching myself in my life before. Soul searching doesn't happen in fucking 2 days. Okay. It just doesn't, or 3 days. Soul searching takes a long time. Okay. You could have started on a journey of soul searching in the last couple of days, but you haven't done your full soul searching journey in fucking 3 days, girl. Come on.
There are many trying to define my motivations. And while I'm not looking for forgiveness or trying to make excuses, I do hope to provide additional context that has not been made clear.
So I'm going to rename excuses and use the word context, okay? Because that's basically what she's doing here. Where the fuck did sorry, I'm trying to find my StreamYard window. I mean, that's basically what she's doing here. This is just where the excuses pretty much start. And you're going to see they continue in the comment section.
I have followed the Letitia Stout case closely, and it was actually during the trial that I made the official records request. And it was in El Paso County, Colorado. I requested all the video, audio, and written records. I made no request for autopsy photos.
I just got to say something else. I feel like she did like a Google search of like, how should I apologize, on YouTube? Because, she's not the first YouTuber that's how to fucking do this, right? So she's like, let me sit in my chair. I'm going to make the screen black behind me, because she's sitting in front of a green screen. If you watch her regular channel, it's very obvious that she's in front of a green screen. So she's like, I'm going to put a black background because, black sets the mood, makes me seem more serious, in this apology. Like, everything's just so set up in this apology.
I wanted all trial records, but my main interests were interviews with Letitia. The autopsy photos just happened to be in the files. I spent time reviewing what I received so I could provide more info from the trial.
So like the glarer pointed out last night, and I'll also point out, she says right there, she's like, I spent time reviewing what I received, right? So she like sat down and reviewed everything. She had time to think about this, ample time to think about this before actually doing what she did.
I believe many of my images were already shown during the televised trial, and I saw the photos on other public YouTube channels that live streamed the trial and shared the evidence. I didn't think any of the images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with
She keeps saying this, and if you listen to the phone call with Laura, she says it in the phone call. Okay, she's like, the pictures are already public. They're already all like, she's been saying this for days now. In the times that she has spoken, that the pictures are already on the internet. What she's failing to understand, and you'll see in my comment section here, in the comment section, if she didn't delete my comment, but I screenshot it. What she's failing to see here is like, yes, those pictures were shown on, the live stream. They were very hard to see. Number one, there was portions blurred out, and it was only, they only showed what was necessary for the jury to see. It's not the same as what she did, and she's got to stop comparing it.
With the coroner's voice was my own creation. I chose to put the video on Patreon because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security.
Girl, that's not, and now this is part of my comment that I left that I'll read to you guys in a minute. You didn't put that in there for security. Let's just fucking be honest, okay? You didn't put it on a paywall. You didn't do that for security, okay? Because here's why. Here's why I know that that's bullshit. Any person could pay $3. Any one of us could pay $3 and get into your Patreon. Your Patreon is not secure, girl. I mean, who are you fucking kidding over here? As much as these Patreon having idiots want to believe that their Patreons are secure, they're not. They're not. Because it's open to the fucking public. It's just like Disney World. I got to pay to get in there, but anybody can fucking go in, right? So it's not fucking private, dude. It's not private. I mean, that's ridiculous to say for added security. And so I'll read my comment after and get more into that, but I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. That's not the reason you put them in there. If you wanted to secure, if you were worried about security, you wouldn't have even fucking published those in the first place anywhere if you were truly worried about security. You know what I'm saying? You're putting them there for security reasons. So why are you trying to protect the pictures? If you're really truly protecting the pictures, you wouldn't have put them out at all. Or maybe just shared them with a few of your close friends. So I call bullshit on that.
And I naively thought they wouldn't be made public. The video I created with a voice from the coroner wasn't meant to be shared outside of Patreon. And I chose not to put the photos on YouTube, a public forum, where the views would have allowed me to make more money.
This is more bullshit, and any of us who have a fucking channel or a brain, for that matter, know that this is bullshit, okay? Because those pictures never would have the way she showed them, from what I understand, I didn't see the pictures myself, okay? But from what I understand, the way those pictures were showed, due to the testimony of many people that did see them, okay, was that in the form that she showed them, those pictures never would have fucking lasted on YouTube. They would have gotten reported immediately. They would have been taken down, and her fucking channel would have came down with it. There's no way those pictures would have stayed on YouTube due to YouTube's very strict policy against that kind of shit, graphic, violent natured things. Okay, they never would have stayed. She knows that. Any creator knows that. Every creator knows that. Every subscriber knows that. You can't post shit like that on YouTube. I mean, we all know that YouTube's been cracking down on people, and there's certain words. You can't even say the word suicide on YouTube. So posting a video like that, you would never get that monetized, Zab Girl, and you fucking know that. You cannot even say the word suicide. You can't even say murder on here. And you seriously want us to believe that you could have posted this on YouTube and got it monetized and made more money? Bullshit.
And the photos would be seen by more people. Because the video was placed behind a paywall, rumors about the images not being blurred or being different than what was shown in trial started to surface. No photos shows genitalia. I have made no jokes about the photos. I don't even cuss on my
No,
channel,
you just
and I would never allow derogatory remarks
hold
about a
on.
victim.
Hold on. Sorry. My phone's ringing. Hold on. I don't want to. It's gonna. Sorry, girl. You just facilitated a place. You know, I was glad to hear another YouTuber on here who's also an attorney, a commentator, saying this yesterday, because I said it during my live yesterday when I was speaking on this, that you don't know who's watching you and what kind of sick fucks they were. They use some word that I don't know, I'm not familiar with, but basically something akin to like necrophilia. Okay, somebody who's into like, meaning that it's somebody who's into violent, they get off on seeing violent things. And that's what I said yesterday. I didn't know the word for it, but the lady said the same thing. And I was happy to hear that, because like, I don't know if that was just me thinking it, but I'm like, you don't know what kind of sick people are watching you that would pay the $3 just so they could see these pictures, just so they could get the pictures. I mean, the way she's acting here, so naive about how YouTube works. I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it. But I'm just going to go back a few seconds because my husband calling,
I would never allow derogatory remarks about a victim. I realized my intentions were not communicated well. My channel style is sort of me hanging out with friends and speaking off the cuff, and I did not articulate my reasons or think my decision through.
I don't think I went back far enough. Hold on.
And the photos would be seen by more people.
Okay.
Because the video was placed behind a paywall, rumors about the images not being blurred or being different than what was shown in trial started to surface. No photos shows genitalia. I have made no jokes about the photos. I don't even cuss on my channel, and I would never allow derogatory remarks about a victim. I realize my intentions.
Bullshit. But I mean, that's just bullshit right there. You said horrible things from what I understand. Again, I didn't hear these with my own ears and eyes and everything. I didn't hear this with my own eyes and ears, but come on, girl. Come on. You're just lying. Sorry, I just got totally distracted because I was reading a text message. But yeah, you're just full of shit here. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was saying.
And I would never allow derogatory remarks.
Oh, derogatory remarks. That's what I was going to say. She was basically, what about the Kylie Rodney case? From what I understand, you allowed a lot of horrible things to be said here. I mean, come on.
It's about a victim. I realized my intentions were not communicated well. My channel style is sort of me hanging out with friends and speaking off the cuff, and I did not articulate my reasons or think my decision through. At this time, my Patreon website has been shut down. I am not sharing any of the photos or video anywhere, although you can see the photos published on other popular channels. Nothing you see is from me, nor will ever be. To those who have supported me and followed my channel, and to the true crime community, I'm sorry I let you down. I cannot imagine the pain Gannon's family has gone through. My anger over what happened to Gannon is the reason I started following the case.
Her anger over what happened to Gannon is the reason that she started following the case. No. You probably started following the case. Why many other people started following the case, it was because it was, a popular case, right? That was all over the news and everything like that. But, if you really had true anger over what happened to Gannon, you would never, ever want anybody to see those pictures.
I'm not this evil, heartless person like many are saying, but I'm also doing a lot of self-reflecting, and I'm looking into sensitivity training.
This is the part I started laughing really hard last night. First of all, what the fuck is sensitivity training? And like, second of all, like, girl, really? Sensitivity training? You needed that a long time ago, really. I mean, during the Chris Watts case, the Kylie Rodney case, you needed that sensitivity training a long time ago. It's like, how about when you were posting victims, heads as emojis and shit on your channel for your memberships? I mean, sensitivity training. I don't know. You need Jesus, girl. That's what you need. I don't know what you need, but that sensitivity training is I don't even know what that is or where you find that, but give me a fucking break. And that's like sad to even admit that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you admitting that is basically telling me that, like, that you're aware that you lack empathy. You're aware that you don't know how to handle sensitive situations like this, right? And what the right thing to do is. because you're lacking something in your brain that just doesn't allow you to um to have empathy towards people. I don't know. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. And now I want you guys to pay, hold on, let me make this bigger. I want you guys to pay very close attention to her eyes during this last couple of minutes. Pay close attention to her eye movements. Hold on.
I did not want to add to the family's loss with anything I said or shared about this case. It will be a long time before I ever trust myself or my decisions again.
A long time, like in other words, like I'll be back next week with another case. Like this just sounds so cringe.
To Gannon's family, I have no words that can make this better. No one should have to ever go through what you.
Do you notice that she looks off to the side right there? Now, look, I'm not like into like the whole body language thing, but like I do find it weird that when somebody's, trying to make contact, right? They're trying to, throughout this whole entire video, she's trying to maintain eye contact with the camera. I know that there's not an actual person sitting there, but people know, we all know, right? That when you maintain eye contact with somebody while you're speaking to them, to some degree, it makes you come off more sincere, but it could also make you come off as a liar, right? When it's like too much eye contact. But I feel like in this case, she's trying to maintain eye contact with the camera the whole time to come off as sincere. And I just find it very odd that when she gets to the very end of this video, she starts looking off to the side a little bit. And let me play that again. It's just odd.
It'll be a long time before I ever.
Like, I don't know if it means anything necessarily. For all I know, she could have seen a bug fly by in her room and just, looked at it. But it's just the timing of what she's saying and her eye movement is interesting to me.
Or trust myself or my decisions again. To Gannon's family, I have no words that can make this better. No one should have to ever go through what you guys have been through.
Almost to me, feels like she's just saying that because she knows it's the right thing to say, but doesn't truly feel it. I guess maybe that's what I'm reading here.
I'm so very sorry.
See how she looks up to the side? I'm so very sorry. Her eyes kind of roll at the end, and maybe I'm being too critical here, but I just find it odd that throughout this whole entire video, while she's speaking on herself, she's maintaining this eye contact with the camera. And then all of a sudden at the end, when she's speaking to or about Gannon's family and apologizing, her eyes kind of flutter and roll off to the side. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it means anything necessarily, but it's just interesting to me. It's an interesting thing to note.
I have to ever go through what you guys have been through. I'm so very sorry for any pain that I have caused.
Does that sound sincere? And that's it. That's the end of the video. And I'm so very sorry for the pain I caused. That's her apology. I'm so sorry for the pain I caused. And that's it. Done. She just ends it. And there's nowhere in here, okay, where she's like, she says she needs sensitivity training, which again, who knows what the fuck that is and where you even get that. And that, she's done a lot of reflecting and this and that, but nowhere in there. And this is a big part of apologies to me. I don't know about you, but I told you guys a story yesterday about when I got fired from my job and I had to go on another interview. And one of the things that I had to do was be honest about a very uncomfortable situation for me getting fired from my last job. Okay. And be honest. And one of the most important things that I had to do was tell those people what I learned from that situation and how I would, fix it if I ever got caught in a situation like that again in the future, So that's what she should be doing here is like, what are your plans for the future moving forward? Because really the best apology is just change behavior. Just don't do shit like this again. Eventually people will get over this and I'm sure she'll be able to build her channel back up. But like, I'm not mad at her because it's not my kid who's things that she showed. So, I don't need to forgive her and she doesn't need my forgiveness. But, this just comes off very insincere, this apology to Gannon's family. And, it's robotic. It reminds me of Justin's apology when he did the Kylie Rodney apology. Just so insincere, so not from the heart, and it looks forced. It looks like, you're doing it because you feel like, number one, in order to keep your channel, you have to do this, and number two, you're not really sorry. You can just tell, because honest, true, sincere apologies come from the heart. And this is not from the heart. This is just not from the heart. This is a bunch of word salad that was put together, so that you can make the apology and be able to maintain your channel somewhat, to some degree. That's what I got from it. But so anyway, in the comments down below, I hold on. Oh, great. My comment's right here at the top. All right. So this was my first comment, but this isn't the one that she replied to. I wrote, just some advice. If you're going to apologize, do so from the heart and not from a pre-written statement. You didn't seem very sorry when you were speaking candidly to a friend who recorded your call and then played it on the internet. And I wrote friend in parentheses. I'm not parentheses, in quotes. You can't stop this monster called the media with a 3-minute and 2-second insincere apology after the fact. The ball is already in motion. Timing is everything. You weren't sorry until you got called out on the national, oops, I meant to write news. Oh no, national and now the worldwide news. And the reality that you may lose everything you worked so hard for came to be. Now it seems you're sorry, and only for yourself. Not sorry for the pain you caused Gannon's family and all the others who have buried their heart and souls into supporting them through this horrific time in their lives. I still don't think you get it. I really don't. You don't need sensitivity training. You need Jesus. Soul searching doesn't take 3 days. It takes years. The best apology is changed behavior. Be honest, be humble, and learn what empathy is. People will forgive eventually, but this ain't it, sis. Okay, so she had nothing to say about that. Okay, but she answers this one, because I wrote this as I was like listening to it, because when the glare, probably just like much like what I was doing here, pausing it every 2 seconds, it's kind of hard to like grasp the whole thing. So of course I went and watched it myself so that I could get the whole entire thing, together. So I said, and let's be real, this is really funny, her replies here, okay? And she might have replied again. I went to sleep, so I probably missed any further replies. So I said, and let's be real, you couldn't have posted those videos on YouTube, and that's why it wasn't out here and why it was on Patreon. YouTube would have yanked the videos right down, and your whole channel possibly could have went with it. If you could have put the videos on YouTube, you would have, and that would have been the link you shared on your Patreon. Instead, you put them on a Dropbox to ensure people would see them, and you'd get your $3 membership fees and recoup what you put out in order to get this content. You facilitated a place for weirdos who get off on seeing violence and things to that nature. You don't know what kind of people are watching you and why. You did not put them up on Patreon for security reasons. Honestly, you saying this is insulting to the intelligence of those of us who follow these stories. If you were looking to be secure and protect Gannon and his privacy in any way, then you would have done what many others, like Plunder, did and not posted those photos anywhere for anyone to see. I call BS with your security excuse. Okay, so now she answers me, and this is just fucking crazy right here. She answers me, and somebody else answers, and they said, did you see the photos? Then Zab Girl comes in, and this is like, she doesn't address anything that I really said in there. And I'm just like, wow, this girl is worse than I thought. ickedmel, like, okay, that's where she starts. ickedmel. Who the fuck is talking about ickedmel here? This is about you, Zab Girl, and what you did. This ain't about ickedmel. This ain't about the news. This ain't about anybody else but you and what you did. Okay? ickedmel had it up until just a few minutes ago, but it's been on YouTube this whole time. I think he saw my apology and probably knew he had them up and was afraid I was going to say something because it all of a sudden becomes private after this video was made. I have a copy of it. It was on YouTube for over a month now. So that's not true. So he was one of the people I was referring to in my video. He had the same photos I had. Okay. Then she comes back with another comment and she says, this was it. And she gives me the link. Now, I don't give a fuck about ickedmel. And if ickedmel had the same exact things that she showed up on his channel, then fuck him too. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't about ickedmel. This is about you, girl. So she writes back. So I write back to her And I said, Zab Girl, okay, well, this isn't about ickedmel. This is about you and what you did. I didn't see his video. I don't watch his channel. And if he has the unedited, unredacted photos on his channel, then shame on him too. Because I wanted to make sure that she understood, you're not going to fucking play me here. Okay. Because there's no way. I'm a YouTuber myself. And I know that there is no fucking way here. And I don't know if she knows who I am. She probably thinks I'm just some random person in the comment section. I don't think she knows that I have a channel. I'm just saying, there's no way, okay, that you're ever going to get me to believe that ickedmel had the unedited, unredacted photos with no blurring and none of that on his channel, and it just stayed up there. There's no fucking part of me that's going to actually believe that. If he did, I don't know how he got away with it for an entire month, but if he put the photos up, maybe it was with blurring or something. Because I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to risk their channel like that. No big creator with that many subscribers is going to take that risk and put unredacted, photos of a child in that condition on their channel. It's just not going to fucking happen. And you're not going to fucking once again insult my intelligence and make me think that that's what he did, because I just don't believe that. But it doesn't matter because this ain't about ickedmel. So anyway, hold on a second. I said again, I don't think YouTube would allow graphic content of unredacted autopsy photos of a minor on their platform, but maybe I'm wrong. There's a reason you didn't post them unlisted on YouTube to share with your audience on Patreon, and instead created a Dropbox link. Stop pointing the finger elsewhere and take responsibility for what you did. If others are putting the unredacted photos behind a paywall, they are equally as bad. Okay. Then I answered this other person. Now, I didn't read any of the replies after this, so you guys are getting my reaction here, I guess. I said to the person who asked me if I saw the photos, I said, no, I did not. I have a son the same age as Gannon, and there is no part of me that wishes to see a child's body in that condition. I trust that the testimony of many people who saw the video she made that all line up and tell the same story. Also, she herself admits to having the photos in an earlier video, and she even discussed possibly doing something with them. Now, let me just stop right there. I had started her footage, I guess, of the body camera footage and the security camera footage started popping up in my feed like a week before this happened. And so I started watching some of the videos because I was interested to see, the interrogation and all that kind of stuff. And so one of the videos, and I don't remember which one it was, she had mentioned, okay, in the beginning of the video that she had the autopsy photos and that she had discussed I don't know what I'm going to do with them or something to that effect. So she had already mentioned having these photos prior to, putting them in her Patreon. I guess after that, she finally figured out what she was going to do with them. So I just wanted to notate that so that, she knows that I know that this was like a pre-planned thing. Anyway, okay. And she also has admitted to what she posted in a recorded call with a quote friend. So I don't need to see the photos to know it's sick. Call it what it is, morbid curiosity, and stop masking it in learning and science. The case is solved, closed. The killer is convicted. There's testimony of medical examiners and such online, prosecutors and defense attorneys questioning professionals in the field. That's where the educational part is, not in the photos themselves. Okay. So now somebody replied, she didn't come back because I fucking handed her her ass. So of course she's not going to come back because she's like, oops, she didn't fall for my ickedmel distraction. So I don't need to talk to her anymore. Somebody writes, Zab Girl, don't you think you're about done lying about ickedmel after the Kylie Rodney case? Now, that was the other thing that I was going to mention. I find it funny that she was so hyper focused on ickedmel because again, yeah, that was a big thing during the Kylie Rodney case was that she, from what I understand, was siding with Ryan Upchurch and he was trying to blame ickedmel somehow, with these crazy conspiracies. So, and I don't fucking care about ickedmel. This isn't about ickedmel. So, anyway, somebody writes, Zab Girl, why don't you tag Law and Crime and accuse them of this? Oh, right. You can't because it's a lie and they will sue you. So if ickedmel had those photos up on his channel, maybe he was streaming the trial. I don't know. I didn't watch ickedmel. I don't watch him at all, and maybe he deleted it because he's like, oh shit, I don't want to lose my channel. And some of those photos were kind of shown in the trial. This is just me, I'm just guessing here. I don't know if this is the case, but I'm just saying, some of those photos were shown in the trial, and you can kind of, from what I understand, I didn't watch the trial, but from what I understand, you were able to see certain little parts of the photos on screen, because they were showing them on a screen on the live stream. And so you were able to kind of see them, not in great detail, but you were able to kind of see them. So maybe he deleted, his streams or something just to be safe so that his channel doesn't, he doesn't lose all of his hard work. But she's trying to make it like ickedmel, which I highly doubt. I don't watch him all that regularly, but I do know who he is, and I know that he tries to stay on the pretty straight and narrow path as far as YouTube goes. And I can't picture him making a video of the autopsy photos that's just completely unedited and unblurred, like as if she's trying to make it seem, because she also said in the phone call with Laura, she's like, oh, the news had him, and like all the channels, the channels that were streaming the trial. Well, of course the pictures are in the fucking trial, you asshole. They need to have the pictures in the trial to show the fucking jury, dude. Like, so you can't compare that to what you did. That's totally different. And, channels that were streaming the trial, they didn't know that those pictures were going to be there. Like they didn't know that it was going to be shown. So you can't even compare it. You purposely went and did this with intent. You were like, oh, I'm going to put them in my Patreon and put them on a Dropbox links. Like there was a lot of fucking steps that you had to take to ensure that you wouldn't get in trouble with YouTube for posting them on there. So fuck off with your excuses, Zab Girl. The more you talk, the bigger of an asshole you make yourself look like. Just saying. Anyway, and I don't even know ickedmel, but I highly doubt he fucking did anything close to what this asshole did. Anyway, this person writes, you just don't get it, do you? Well, so-and-so did this. I must be justified in doing it. You got busted doing something stupid. Stop deflecting. Somebody writes, how dare you throw another creator under the bus? You seriously have done this time and time again. There is a difference between someone who covered this trial on a live court trial. So there you go. Okay. That's what ickedmel's having him up on his channel was. And someone who paid for content. Did it make you physically sick and then wait, hold on a second. Did it make you physically sick and then putting it behind a paywall due to you being afraid of YouTube terms? Leave everyone else out of it. You made the mistake. Channel hosts had no idea that was coming when the live trial happened. You had time to process what you did and wait, I'm sorry. This person's writing's a little hard here. No offense. It's just a little hard with some of the punctuation. You had time to process what you did, what you had, and still chose. Sorry, that wasn't their writing. That was me just not reading this properly. And still chose to go in and share behind a paywall. I'm glad you think that makes your actions okay. It doesn't. Your own videos encouraging people to join for these photos 11 days ago. Very true. Okay. And your disgusting scientific excuse was a joke. You didn't even know the facts of the case. You didn't even know how to identify products of decomposition. You asked for experts in your video. The experts did their job already. You are not in the position to try and take down anyone else. Even those who had purchased the same file as you knew not to share it. Don't compare live trial coverage to your actions. You owe so many people apologies, and the list just keeps getting longer. We have not forgotten what you did with other cases and who you doxed and the opinions you've made. You should be ashamed. You didn't even express an apology to Gannon, like the family stated you needed to. This is not soul searching. This is not an apology. This is you grasping at straws to save your channel and downplay your serious lack of judgment. Hold on a second. Yes, girl. Get it. To compare what you did and claim that Mel did the same is absolutely reckless. He covered the trial live, as did many others. He didn't know what to expect and only covered what was on the WebEx stream. He didn't go and purchase the files and make a paywall only access video. Thank you. He didn't go in and zoom in on parts of the victim. He didn't draw more attention by displaying full screen images and drawing on his photos. You did wrong. These are my opinions, no reflection on anyone else. Very good. Who is this person? I hate that they are like not showing channel names now and just showing like the @Diggs. Okay. Good job, Diggs. I don't think you're watching this right now, but I'm just saying. Wow. Just fucking wow. Right there last night showed me everything I need to know about Zab Girl. Okay. I wrote a lot in that sentence right there, about you're full of shit. Anybody here who's on YouTube knows that you're not putting unredacted, unedited files in a video like the way she did, okay? And having it stay up, okay, did this and anything fucking even remotely close to. So spare me with the fucking sorry. Sorry, I don't know why this is playing again. Spare me the fucking excuses about ickedmel here, okay? She's like fucking she she reminds me of, I don't even want to say this guy's name, but um there's somebody in our uh community, a man who does the same thing, you call him out on his behavior and he'll be like, well, what about this person, what about that person, fucking shove your whataboutisms up your ass. Honestly, this is not about ickedmel. This isn't about anybody else. This is about you putting shit behind a paywall, not having any fucking couth or responsibility or good judgment for, an 11-year-old boy that passed away. That's what it's about. So, last thing I want to go over with you guys, and then I really do have to get off of here. Hold on. Was this Laura? Fucking Laura. Yeah, you're right, Laura. I have to talk about you every time I go live. Um, Laura has an opportunity to go on a channel with over, how many subscribers is this? 122,000 subscribers. And this is what she chooses to do on here. Okay. It's pretty short. And then after I play this, I got to go because I got things to do. Laura does what about BS all the time? Yeah, she does. And this is just, bro, Laura, why are you fucking falling on this sword for Zab Girl? I need to understand. Oh wait, I know why. Because you're a fucking just so stupid. I don't know. You're an idiot. That's really what it comes down to. So I don't know who this person is. Um I've never watched their channel before. The only reason I know about it, oh shit, did they take the fucking video down? No. Damn it. Hold on. Ah, did they take the video down? Because I don't see it now. Oh no, here it is. Sorry, my bad. Okay. So, she gets an opportunity to go up on this channel. Pretty big, creator, has over 100,000 subscribers. And this is what she fucking chooses to do. Okay. This is what she chooses to do. This is how she's gonna represent herself on a channel with all these subscribers. Okay. Instead of I don't know why she does this. Well, I do know why she does this. Okay. She's trying to pick up Zab Girl sloppy seconds, get some of her subscribers over there. Laura just lives in steeped like a fucking tea bag in controversy all the time. She's like, let me take that. I still want to be part of this, but since I'm a defiant teenager, I can't be part of this in the same way that everybody else is, because that would make too much sense. And I would be it would be me being a grown ass adult in the situation. So I'm going to be part of this in the opposing direction so that, it's fucking ridiculous. You'll see. She's going to be a part of it in the opposing direction. So she could still be part of it, but just not in the way that everybody else is. Because, controversy brings, views in Laura's brain, I guess. Hold on. Let me just fast forward to when she comes. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of skipping all over the place today. I had no plans. If I was going to go live today, this is what I was going to cover. I had no plans on, the Gilgo killer being caught today. Hold on. Laura jumps up on the panel very soon. All right, all right. So here's Laura coming up. again, she has an opportunity to appear on a channel, right? Which we know she's all about exposure and being seen, and this is her choice. And mind you, yeah, she was on her own live while she went. This is a manimal, so basically, all if you spell manimal, but no I, like animal, but and with an M. Oh, Bam Bam. Hey girl, how you doing? They caught somebody. They have somebody. If you go back, I don't know if my other live is still up, but I got struck down for copyright. So I don't know if it's still up there, but if you go back, you'll see it. He's like your too. This is fucking hilarious. She's only been factual for 3 days, guys, which she's gonna prove is not true. No, it's real, Bam Bam. It's all over the news here. It's 100% real. Lies, lies, lies. And whoever this prayer partner Eve is, God bless her. Laura's picture is like what I feel when I listen to her. I want to fucking pull my hair out and fart. Oh, whoops. Wait, you can't hear it? Fuck. Hold on a second. God damn it. Let me I just have to close Chrome and reopen it because something was going on. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. She's just saying that Laura was saying that she's been, defending lies for 3 days. She's been factual for 3 days. That's what she said. It's like, yeah, okay, Laura. Do you know what facts are? I think you need to first learn what a fact is, and then go from there. And then go from there. All right, just give me a second here. Hopefully this works because I really don't have time to sit here restarting my fucking laptop. So let's hope and pray that this works. All right. Let me know if you guys could hear it when it comes up. God, my internet sucks. Anyway, exactly. I wonder why your channel does so bad. Yeah. All right. Give me a second here. My fucking internet ever catches up, we'll hear it. Well, it's not playing yet, so give me a second. Come on. God, my internet is like horrible. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Come on. Load it up. Load it up, YouTube. Let's go. Constant makes me want to bang my head against the wall. It would do her good to listen to her lies back and make some adjustments. I mean, she does want to grow, right?
What do you think, Prayer? Prayer,
No, I'm actually just waiting to hear your facts first.
Yeah, I want to hear your facts too.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just rewind it a few.
I've been factual for 3 days. I've been talking about this.
3 days has been going on?
Yes, because I'm like the only one that's standing up for fucking Zab Girl against all these damn lies.
All right, before I continue playing, just let me know if you heard. We're good? All right. Let's go. Let's go. Are we good? Are we good? All right. I think.
All right, so what's the truth?
It's actually more than 3 days, but go ahead.
More than 3 days has been going on, and no one told me. Jesus Christ.
5 days? I don't know. It just seems like forever.
Wow.
Before I even speak, though, what do you think, Prayer? Prayer?
No, I'm actually just waiting to hear your facts first.
Yeah, I want to hear your facts too.
Okay. Zab Girl did a request, a records request for the exact same thing that we saw in trial.
Okay.
She's been on this case for a while.
No, we all have.
Decided to, order the records.
All right.
Spent a lot of time
Okay.
connecting the pictures with the coroner's report.
Now, mind you, Laura didn't see this, admittedly. She didn't see this, admittedly. So, hold on, I'm just texting.
All right.
Spent a lot of time doing
All right.
that.
I don't care about the time.
No,
I really
but
don't. It
This
doesn't
is
matter.
important. But this is important. It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
That's what you put-
If you're charging people to look at fucking photos of an 11-year-old boy dead,
You're
it's
listening.
not right. But go ahead, keep going.
So Laura's gonna fucking die on this hill over here, dude. She's like falling on the sword for Zab Girl. I don't. She's so passionate and angry about this, and it's like you have to wonder why, because Laura's never passionate and angry about anybody but herself. You know, like she doesn't, dude. When I was friends with her, I don't even think she would have stuck up this hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I don't think her and Zab Girl are that close. They've talked a fucking couple of times. You know. But the fact that she's so fucking passionate, it's just like, Laura, what the fuck? Like, you know why she's so passionate? I'll tell you exactly why. It's because, Queen Bee is the one who called this out. That's why she's so passionate, because she's passionately against Queen Bee. That's what this is, passion. That's where it comes from.
You're not listening. She's
I'm
not
listening.
charging to be in Patreon.
I'm not. All right. Not to be on
She's
Patreon.
not charging for photos in Patreon.
All right,
She
well,
created a video that she
Yeah.
put on Patreon
all
that
right.
has pictures.
Okay.
But it's just like a TV station.
Look at this guy's face. I don't know. Could you guys see it? Like see his facial expressions. It's fucking hilarious. Should I make this full screen? Oh no, if I do that, I can't see you guys. All right, forget it. I hope you could see his face. I hope you could see his reactions.
Charges to watch them. News Nation.
Just, I don't know if anybody ever told Laura this, but like you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. You know what I'm saying? She does not know and is completely incapable of having conversations with other adults where she's not fucking screaming like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, more people are going to be willing to listen to you if you don't sound so fucking angry all the time. And like you're fucking in the midst of your, in the fucking height of your, a PMS fucking spell or something. Like, normal grown ass adults don't talk. Listen to how calm everybody else on the panel is. And then listen to her,
And charges you to watch them.
All
I
right.
can't watch Banfield without paying for it.
She's trying to fucking Laura. She's trying to compare Zab Girl's Patreon to fucking Banfield. Like, what? Laura, no, you don't pay Ashley Banfield to watch her. Okay, you pay a cable fee. You pay for cable. That's all channels. You don't specifically pay for Ashley Banfield. You could buy a subscription service, Hulu or something to that effect, but you're not paying Ashley Banfield herself. Okay. And then that argument goes down the drain because Ashley Banfield is not fucking showing autopsy photos of an 11-year-old kid unredacted on her fucking news show.
What we're talking about right now? We're talking about an 11-year-old boy, deep pictures of him. I'm not talking about charging. You can charge for whatever video you're making, but if it involves an 11-year-old boy who's decomposing, it was disgusting. I saw it in a trial. I literally watched in the trial, and they accidentally showed it, and I kind of got grossed out, and I made the screen smaller because I couldn't. It was really gross.
Okay, but that's you.
That's Laura's argument. Okay, but that's you.
You're
Yeah, that's because I respect the dead of an 11-year-old. If you can't do that, then there's something wrong with these people.
okay, but that's your morals. Your morals aren't everybody.
Oh my God, this is has nothing to do with anything. But I was sitting here wondering to myself, who's the guy with his back turned to the camera? And I just fucking realized it's him.
Else's
I
morals.
guess they don't have morals.
Maybe they don't. I didn't see the pictures. I have no desire to see them. But my morals aren't somebody else's morals.
Yeah, Laura, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Because generally, while people's morals might deviate from person to person on certain subjects, like most people either have good morals or bad morals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have morally, they see things the same way. Thou shalt not kill, you shouldn't steal things. Most people on most topics, they line up morally on those types of things, not everybody, clearly, but like, that's the only argument she has. My morals aren't your morals. It's just like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude?
And I can't say that somebody else's morals are right or wrong. Everyone's individual.
Well, you can say it's an opinion. It's called an opinion. It's not a fact.
She didn't do
So
anything
it's
illegal.
an opinion now. So where's the facts?
Yeah, that's an opinion though. Everything you said is an opinion. Though the
These
facts
facts-
is
these
what
are
she made the video. That's the fact. She made the video.
Video that went
your moral, subjective moral. That's an opinion. So what are the facts about?
I didn't come here to talk to you, Eve.
So anytime another woman sounds, more intelligent than Laura does, she has to pull this shit. I didn't come here to talk to you. You came on a panel, Laura. You came in a show where the fucking number is on the screen or somewhere in the chat or something where people are able to call in and give their fucking opinions. You're not the fucking star of the show. You're a call-in guest, okay? And so knowing that you're coming on a panel like that, you should know that there's a possibility that other guests are going to join into the fucking discussion. And you're such a baby and such a child and you don't know how to fucking have normal adult discussions that this is what you do. Like a fucking child. Like a little fucking brat. Grow up already. She's so fucking emotionally immature. It's not even funny.
So either say what you got to say or carry on.
Say what you got to say or carry on.
I said I was waiting for the facts. So I'm just saying more the facts.
I didn't come up here to talk to you. I didn't know that you were Manimal's sidekick where you need to approve me first.
I mean, this is just typical Laura acting like a fucking child. Acting like a fucking child because she's questioned by somebody more intelligent than her. Another female who's more intelligent than her, clearly. And who knows how to control themselves and regulate their fucking emotions.
So either say what you got to say.
No, she's here to talk. She's here to speak her own mind. She's here. She can speak her own mind. She's not here to say
it.
She's literally speaking her own mind.
And speak her own mind.
She is. Go ahead.
Facts. I'm here to hear your facts, and I'm gonna state if it's opposite of what I understand as facts, and I'm gonna correct it. But I'm here to hear your facts. I haven't heard facts that we don't already know yet.
Okay, I'm not here for you though. I didn't come up to debate with you or to.
Somebody brought up a really good point in my Discord yesterday, and I don't want to out the person if they don't feel comfortable. But do you guys remember a couple of months ago, I was showing Laura's community post, and I accidentally scrolled past a picture of her son's x-ray. Her son broke, I don't know, his arm or some shit, his wrist. I don't remember exactly what part of the body was because I wasn't even focused on that. I just happened to fucking scroll past it by accident. Totally by accident. I scrolled past it. She fucking lost her shit. Lost her fucking ever-living fucking mind that I showed her son's x-ray on my channel. She was like, oh my God, how dare she show my son's x-ray on her channel? Oh my God. Now, mind you, Laura's son's x-ray was, first of all, an x-ray. Okay, so it wasn't even an actual photo like of her son. It's like a fucking x-ray. But second of all, I didn't show it on here. I didn't discuss it on here. I didn't make a video about her son's x-ray and, have a coroner or a doctor talking to the video, okay, and explaining, the break in his bone or anything like that. And she fucking lost her ever fucking loving mind over me showing that by accident, just scrolling past it. And here she is now defending Zab Girl for showing a fucking picture, for showing fucking autopsy photos of an 11-year-old boy who's substantially younger than her son, okay? Actual photos of his body that was mutilated and beaten by his stepmother. Make it make sense. Fucking make it make sense.
Talk to you.
All right, but I want to hear facts too, though.
What facts do you want? You're being lied to. There are she didn't
No
any pictures behind
she's charging,
the
but she's charging people to see these pictures.
She's charging for the entire thing, not pictures.
Yeah, but they're also pictures of him.
Laura's arguments are just like so horrible. She's like, she's charging for the entire thing, not the pictures. Laura, that is the pictures. The entire thing is the pictures, dude. That's what he's referring to. Now you're just fucking playing games with, words and shit because you're a fucking asshole and you have no good argument.
Him dead on that video.
But she's not charging for that.
She absolutely is charging for it, dude. She advertised, and this is where you're going to hear Laura lie at some point in time about this. She literally fucking told people several times in a community post and a video that, Gannon's autopsy photos are in my Patreon. Okay, so everybody knows you have to pay for Patreon to get in there. I mean, so how the fuck do you not look? That's like saying the teacup ride is in Disney World. Well, I got to pay to get in there to go on the teacup ride, but anybody could go on the teacup ride. Okay, so what the fuck kind of argument is this? I mean, you really just sound so stupid.
Well, I know, but Patreon, you got to pay for the Patreon.
And what makes that different than any other fucking Patreon?
What?
Well, other Patreons you're getting something else. You're not.
Other Patreons, I don't think Laura understands what Patreon is for, right? Like, yes, it's for content that you're not going to see on YouTube, right? But like, it's your original created content. It's not a place where you could put things that you're not allowed to put necessarily on YouTube, like autopsy photos. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. I don't know what she doesn't get about this.
Well, you're getting a service, or you're getting a file, or you're getting something in return, I guess, in a Patreon.
Okay. So
that's what you get. You pay for something, you get in return. But to have photos, to entice it with photos of some little boy naked, whatever he is, naked and dead and decomposing, that's kind of like, that's disgusting, to be honest.
But Manimal, that's your opinion.
I'm allowed that. Exactly. That's my opinion. But if you're making money off of that, why do you have to pay? Why do you have to pay charge for that? And and the mom. What about them? What about the parents? What is she? I mean, think about this. People need to think about what people are doing. This is someone's child. Don't people care about anything?
Yeah, most people do, just not this asshole. Unbelievable. Yet her losing her mind, ever-loving mind over Jim Terry saying he was posting her baby daddies. Oh, wait, her kids could have been traumatized seeing them. Gannon's family doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah. She's an idiot. Total fucking idiot, this woman. I gotta hurry this up.
Okay, but she wasn't doing it as a way to exploit Gannon.
I know, but you are. She is. He's being exploited as a poor kid.
And she made a mistake. But she did not do it with malice. She didn't.
Oh my God. So here's Laura again with like this whole with malice thing. She's been saying this a lot. It's like, this isn't a court of law, Laura. So you don't need to prove that somebody did something with malice. I mean, she made a stupid decision. It's not, I wouldn't even call that a mistake, because like a mistake is like, oops, I stubbed my toe. You didn't mean to do it. Like that to me is a mistake. But I guess you can intentionally make a mistake. I don't know, maybe not. But like, this was something that she put thought into. I mean, she even says in her own apology video that she carefully reviewed everything, and she had to think about this. This wasn't just like a simple mistake. I mean, she had to think about this. And normally when you're doing anything in the true crime, or at least I would think so, right? As a true crime creator, just like this morning, if you watched my, live this morning, I fought back and forth with myself about showing this guy's picture on here and sharing his last name, because I'm like, what if this isn't the guy that they caught? I ultimately ended up, showing the picture, which I still don't feel 100% comfortable with, because I hope it is that guy, but I mean, he's a grown adult. I did my own research too before I went online, just letting you guys know, on the house, the property and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure it is, but I could be wrong still, but I made that clear in my, in my video this morning. Like, you know, before you do anything involving a true crime case, you really should think to yourself, you know, what purpose does this serve? Is this going to hurt anybody? I mean, that's just common sense, Laura. You know, that's just common sense for anybody who's doing anything, but especially when you're dealing with a minor child.
Do it with any ill intent. She didn't do it with any. She was just studying a case, and the autopsy and the stuff that was in court is it's all she has. It's not like she got some like crazy, you know, hey, I'm going to sell this for $20 a piece.
Well, maybe she was like that. You don't know about that. You don't know exactly.
Yeah, exactly, Laura. You don't fucking know. Laura fails to mention, well, I talked to her and recorded the phone call and posted it on my channel. She forgot that part.
What's your thought? Was in her head? I mean, she could have easily. She could have easily. Well, maybe.
Laura's like, I know Zab Girl. I spoke to her a total of 3 times ever privately. I know her.
Maybe, but she could have blurred him out. She could have done that. Blurred him out.
And her response to that is, we're all adults.
Oh God, give me a break.
And
he's like, oh God, give me a break.
It's your choice if you want to see it.
Trust me. All right. Well, if it was my child and I had this girl posting a video on Patreon selling it, I would be at her fucking front door and she would trust me. It would be a problem.
Amen.
If she's fucking showing pictures of my kid decomposing and making money off of it. Trust me. She's lucky it's not my kid. I'm telling you right now.
So what about
like it's not a lot of people's kids.
I wouldn't fuck with that. I won't fuck with that bitch. I would fucking be pissed right now, like I am right now. And I would be at her front door.
What about all the other creators who shared the link that are making money on it?
Okay, so here's where Laura is going off the rails. I don't know who the fuck she's referring to, who shared the link, who's making money off the link or off of sharing the link. So here she is spreading misinformation, right? When this is not a fact, Laura. You need to fucking learn what facts are.
The moral police.
Those idiots are just as bad as her.
Thank you.
But those idiots don't even exist. And I wish somebody would have told this guy that, because that didn't fucking happen.
Because I literally saw, I was watching a trial and the picture showed up accidentally on the screen, on the computer screen that was on the side. And I was like, holy shit, that's his body. It was like it was like messed up. It wasn't even that clear, but she probably has clearer pictures, whatever. That's even like real, like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, she did blur it out. And someone in my chat just said she did blur stuff.
So Laura, I thought nobody in your chat watched it, but that's not true. She didn't blur stuff out. If there was anything blurred out, it came to her that way. Because from what I understand, Plunder explained this in a video yesterday. Some of the videos came with some of the stuff blurred out. And when it was shown in court, there was some stuff blurred out. But she didn't blur out anything that wasn't already blurred out.
She did blur it out?
Yeah.
But all of it? I mean,
that's what people in chat. I didn't see it.
Okay, so then why? All right, here's the thing. If you're going to fucking blur out everything that's like relevant, why even show the fucking pictures then at that point? You know what I'm saying? And make a whole entire video about it. So clearly she didn't blur everything out. That would defeat the purpose of what she was doing.
But that's what people in chat are saying.
I mean, all right. Well, then
Jackson, Laura's won every argument in her life by being more annoying, right?
That would have been a better idea to have them there, but then blur them out.
She did blur it out.
Well, now we're hearing that. I mean, then Brian Enton would have said something like that. I mean,
Brian Enton did zero fucking research. Zero.
And someone should have sent him the damn video and say, hey, look at this. And then,
how does Laura know this?
And he could have made a decision of if it's right or wrong or whatever.
Thousands of drama people contacting him.
So, okay, so here we go again with Laura just putting people into these fucking categories, which, oh my God, drives me so insane. Because, like, dude, Laura, people can be in the drama community and also be huge true crime fans, such as myself, right? I participate in some things in the drama community, but I'm a huge fucking true crime follower. So, like, I'm not a true crime channel, but, you know, I follow true crime and I've been following it for a long, long, long time. So, like, fucking, if I complained, I'd be labeled a drama person. Like, what the fuck does that? That's so stupid. She's so fucking ignorant. Oh my God. Sorry. She just fucking is so stupid.
In my opinion, If she blurred it out,
She
then
did.
it should be okay. But if it's not blurred out,
So Laura, you hear Laura? She doesn't even sound. You know when Laura's like strongly screaming about something, she's like, she did. Like she sounds unsure of herself because she knows that's not the fucking truth at all.
So question. So even if it's blurred out and people are making comments like his pee-pee looks like a marshmallow, and people are
man, people
zooming
said
out-
that.
How-
That's fucked up. That's fucked up,
How is
man.
that
It's not
awful?
blurred out then.
So here we go. Laura's just gotta get loud and ignorant again.
It's
and
not blurred
people
out.
are saying that she's zooming in on
Oh my
Maggie.
god, that's fucked up.
I
People
mean,
saying that
so
marshmallow.
I'm not gonna
That's
watch it.
disgusting.
But there's not just one channel covering this. This is national. This has gone to Europe. It's not
You know
just
why
one
this is
channel that's a
national?
drama channel that
This
is
is
having an
drama
opinion.
people.
People are going to have different opinions, but the majority is not aligning with Perplexed or Zab or any of the other few people that defend this horrendous act.
And again, I don't know this girl, prayer partner Eve, but she's really maintaining her composure here, and I respect that.
That's
Hold
messed
on.
up.
I don't defend the act. I defend this fucking witch hunt.
Does Laura know what defend means? If you're defending a witch hunt, Laura, that would mean that you're for the witch hunt. Do you understand how defending works? She's like, I'm defending the witch hunt. Then that would mean that you're for the witch hunt. That would mean that you're defending the witch hunt to people who are retractors of the witch hunt, that are saying that this witch hunt is bad and it's wrong. And you're defending it, saying, no, this witch hunt's good. It's needed. She's so fucking dumb. So now she's not defending that. She's defending something else. But it sounds like Laura, just because you say something doesn't mean it's true, because what you said thus far sounds like you're defending her. You're defending the fact that it's in Patreon. You're defending the fact that she blurred the photos out. You're defending everything about it. But now you're defending the witch hunt? This doesn't make sense.
That's what I defend.
I don't know about a witch hunt, but
Now, this is a witch hunt.
why do you call it a witch hunt?
10 to Life has autopsy pictures in a Patreon. Why didn't anyone ever say anything?
Oh, and there's Queen B in chat. I think what Zab Girl did is wrong, plain and simple. Plain and simple, just like Laura says. There's no proof thus far that 10 to Life, and while I'm not a very big fan of that girl at all, in fact, I don't care for her at all, just due to, I don't remember even which case she was covering. One of the cases, it might have been the laundry case that she was covering. She had so much shit wrong in the video and was, just saying some crazy shit. And from that point on, I kind of stopped watching her videos. But anyway, and I know she's had her own controversies in the past. I do understand that. But from what I understand, she's never done anything like this and never would. I mean, I don't think the girl would do that. I don't care for her, but I also don't think she would do that. So, and I don't watch her videos all that often. I mean, I've watched a few of her videos, but I'm not a big fan of hers. But yeah, come on.
Why is it no big deal when it's 10 to Life?
That's not even true, Laura. I thought you were in facts for 3 days.
She has pictures of what? I'm sorry?
A lot of people have said that she has pictures
On this case?
autopsy pictures, kids, adults, everything in a Patreon. Nobody says a fucking word.
Well, maybe people should.
I don't know. I watched 10 to Life's channel. I'm not part of her Patreon. I didn't know that. But if I knew that she was posting children,
yeah,
posting bodies,
and
I would
penises,
totally unsubscribe. Yeah,
in their privates, and people making fun of it.
Even if it's blurred, if you can see his naked body and maggots on his body, he's a child.
Hold on a second. Hold on. When did 10 to Life ever share any child's autopsy photos? That's Queen B in the chat. And Queen B has had an extensive history with 10 to Life. So she spoke about it on her channel the other day. So yeah, Laura, you're just fucking lying here. I have a feeling Laura's reading her chat, and she's just being misinformed by them. And she's blurting out whatever she, is reading in her chat at this point in time. She's so childish.
This is a closed case. That's a fact. It's a closed case.
Yeah, that is.
She's not a scientist. Her bachelor's is in
Oh, good morning, Lara.
Soft science. It's not a researcher. She has a BA in psychology. What does that have to do with a decomposing body?
Crickets.
She has a what? A what?
She has a
Laura, why aren't you telling them about your BA in psychology or your alleged BA in psychology from the University of Phoenix? You know, why aren't you talking about that? You're a professional. You should know these things. Laura needs a fucking psychiatrist. That's the reality of the situation. She needs a fucking psychiatrist. Here, Ovi, eat your food. All right, sorry.
BA in psychology.
Oh, she does?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
has
crazy.
nothing to do with the decomposing
Yeah,
body. And
you
it's
would think-
considered, I have a doctorate in psychology, and I'm not trying to zoom in on some maggots for the purpose of science. Scientists have come out and said what they feel about what she did, and they're not aligned with her on the whole format of saying it's for science. There was nothing scientific about what she did.
No.
I am not.
Yeah, Lab, you can come up, Lab. Lab wants to come up on the panel. You can come on, Lab. If you got the link, go ahead, Perplexor.
What I am defending is, again, this witch hunt.
Laura. Oh my God, dude, you know what defending is, dude? You're defending the witch hunt again, which means you're a fan of the witch hunt. You're defending the witch hunt because you think the witch hunt is a good thing. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. You cannot fucking make this shit up.
Well,
It's a witch hunt.
I don't think it's a witch hunt. I think people
How
are.
is calling wrong a witch hunt? How is that a witch hunt? We're just saying it's wrong.
Yeah, we're saying it's wrong. There's no witch hunt here.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Laura doesn't know what a witch hunt is. This isn't a witch hunt. This is a person. A witch hunt is like, you know, you're basically trying to find reasons to go after somebody. You know, this isn't a witch hunt. This is somebody who nobody fucking talks about ever. Okay, doesn't normally typically pay attention to. And then, you know, somebody noticed that this person did something that was just disgusting, and so they called it out. This isn't a fucking witch hunt. You know, people aren't digging and digging and digging for things, you know, that Zab Girl's done in her past and all this other shit. I mean, they're acknowledging some of the things that she's done, you know, that were fucking not so great. But nobody's like digging and digging in a witch hunt for her, you know, trying to fucking chop her head off or some shit. I mean,
here, if she has photos of him naked, and people are making fun of his penis and saying it's a marshmallow, like she just said, and stuff like that. Therefore, that means that you can see. It's not blurred out.
So
there's somebody named Autonomous Adacor. Is that the same Adacor that was in Laura's comments?
Let's go with this. Okay,
an 11-year-old boy.
Okay, so it's wrong. She's already apologized, but that wasn't good enough.
She never apologized. At this point in time, she had never apologized. She issued a statement, a bullshit statement on her page defending herself. But that's not an apology. But again, I wouldn't expect this fucking idiot to know what an apology is because she doesn't apologize to anybody ever.
Now her family's getting threatened. Her life's getting threatened.
People
are lying about her. Of course it's not right.
That's not right.
Do I see Lexi Lou in chat? Hey, girl. How you doing?
That's a witch hunt. That's what happens with the witch hunt.
Oh my God.
You know who matters the most is
where's the proof that her life's being threatened? You know, not for nothing. Just because she said her life's being threatened, where's the proof? You know, is she taking the threats? Is she taking these types of statements as threats? Because I said, and this guy just said it on the panel, if that was my kid, I'd be at her fucking front door. Is that what she's taking and interpreting as actual threats against her? Because, you know, that wouldn't constitute as a threat. That's more like, hey, if that was my kid, well, you would feel threatened, but I'm not actually threatening you because it's not my kid. So, you know, I haven't heard anybody threaten her life at this point in time. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I haven't heard it. Where's the proof?
Is the mom and the father and what they think of that apology. They've said what they think about that apology. It'd be nice to read about.
Yeah, where's that video? I want to see that video.
I emailed you the dad's response.
Oh, you did? All right,
I'm still looking for the mom's because I can't find a clear picture of it. But the dad responded.
One Voice Multiply said this was after the recorded call. So Laura went up on this panel after the recorded call.
And to me,
where she was very unapologetic.
That should matter.
It should matter. I'm gonna see this.
You forgot one thing from that, Anastasia. Laura never even liked Zav until Kylie Rodney and Upchurch was on her channel all the time. She just wants her subs and views and Ryan Upchurch's money. I just had to amend that for you.
This response he has. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to download it, but it's making me wait for it for some reason.
My point being that I was going to say, it's done and over.
Did you hear him moan? Hold on. He moaned at the same time I did when Laura's like, my point. I was like, oh, like I sighed. He's like, listen, hold on. That was funny.
Making me wait for it for some reason.
My point being that I was going to say, it's done and over. How long are people going to go on the switch hunt and threaten her family?
Laura, where's the proof that she was threatened and her family was threatened? I don't even know if she has a fucking family. Like, I'm sure she does because we all have families that, but like, what do you mean how long, Laura? It just fucking started, like this just came out like days ago. It's still hot on the press, news channels just started covering this like a day ago. So what do you mean how long? First of all, she hadn't even spoken publicly or apologized publicly at this point in time, like you're trying to claim. So, I mean,
Well, it started today. I just heard about it today, so I don't know if it's over.
Yeah, no, this is
not really over. It just started.
You know when it's going to be over, Perplex? It's going to be over, and this is the only good thing to come out of this thing, and I'm going to be behind it 100%. When Gannon's law becomes a law to protect children, at the very least, to protect children from being desecrated the way that this has happened. And I still have love for Zab. And I actually try to reach out to her. I like her. I think she did a lot of good work, but she was wrong on this. And
what would
the
you
apology is not an apology.
Do you want her to just keep this going? This witch hunt?
No.
Oh my God, Laura doesn't know any other words than witch hunt.
What's been done, it's done already. So what do you want from her?
Okay, so when somebody murders somebody, right? Let's use Laura logic here. Okay, when somebody murders somebody, we shouldn't try them in the court. We shouldn't cover the cases because what's done has been done already. It's been done already. We can't change it. We can't fix it. It's been done already. Like that's her fucking logic in this situation. When is this gonna end? Well, Laura, it's gonna end when it ends. That's when.
Well,
I personally don't want anything from her. I just don't. I'm just gonna call wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and have people try to spin it just because maybe
wrong. Now what?
That's it. Then do something to change.
Why is Laura fucking dude? Like she literally, the sword is all the way fucking through her stomach right now. Like, why? Why are you dying on this fucking hill, Laura? I just don't understand. Do you hate Queen Bee that much that you'll do anything to just fucking say the opposite of what she's saying and the people on her panel are saying? Because you're looking so fucking pathetic at this point.
So, like I said, Gannon's law. I'm working towards whoever's getting together, get that together.
The witch hunt on Zab Girl.
What? Say that again?
When do we stop the witch hunt on Zab Girl?
This is what happens when
you know what? Change doesn't happen unless things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? This needs to be made a big fucking situation. Like the Glare went on a rant last night. I don't know if he's still listening, but the Glare went on a rant last night. Not a bad rant. He went on a rant last night basically saying like this is just one small fucking thing that happened in this community online that affected the people's lives, that are dealing with these situations. You still have people like the Wells family, right? They can't fucking hold down jobs. They keep getting fired from jobs and shit because you have fucking assholes like Molly Golightly and Betty Bullhorn going to their jobs and fucking, making a scene so that they get fired from their jobs, and those people, just because you think that they're guilty, there's absolutely no evidence pointing to their guilt right now, and they should be able to maintain a job. And what if they are just victims? I mean, So this is just one small thing that's being called out in the grand scheme of things. There's so many more fucking things that are happening, but it's good that this is being called out because it's moving us towards change. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's people just changing themselves and saying, oh shit, Zab Girl is being made the example of, unfortunately for her, but she's being made the example of. And so it's moving us towards a different direction where it's like, maybe people are going to think from now on and say, you know what? I don't think it's a good idea to fucking do this, that, or the other thing. So the more it gets called out, the more change that's going to occur. Why Laura's against this change that's going in a positive direction, I don't fucking know. But, she just doesn't get it, dude. She's not living on the same fucking plane of existence as the rest of us. So, I mean, fucking unbelievable.
And something happens to start an avalanche, we got to wait till it stops.
Yeah, you got to wait.
This
It just
now
started.
In Europe. We didn't do this.
It just hit the news today, really. I just heard about it today.
It's been on the news, Manimal. You just the chat has just been protecting you. This has been going. I mean, it's sad, Perplex. I am sad for her. I tried to stop this early on. I tried to reach out and say, please, like, go on, take it down, say sorry, because I didn't want.
That is really fucked up knowing, and I don't know if people even like realize this. So like this girl, which I'm sure she wasn't the only one, but this girl actually reached out to Zab Girl and gave her advice, good advice, okay, to take the pictures down and just like stop. And she didn't listen. She didn't fucking listen. And then here's Laura sitting here defending her. So like this witch hunt, quote unquote, probably wouldn't have gotten as out of control as it did, where people felt like they had to reach out to people like Brian Enton and all these other people, okay? The fucking district attorney, the family and all this other shit. If she would have just fucking owned her shit and took it down, she's got to take some responsibility in the way that this went as well. Zab Girl. Well, she has to take all the responsibility, I should say. But, she is responsible for getting out of control. This was in her control. From the very get-go, this was her decision. It was her bad decision. And then the way she handled it after, she continued to handle it in a bad fucking negative way. And that's why it got so out of control.
Want to see this happen to her. This is sad for what's happening to her too, but
she literally got up there and made fucking excuses as to why she was posting this shit. Instead of just saying to herself, you know what? People are pissed. There's a fucking angry mob after me for this shit. Let me just take it down. It's not that important for people to see these pictures, right? Let me just take these pictures down and move on with my life. They could listen to the testimony. I'll point them, because if it really was about education, right? I'll point them in the right direction. I'll share some links to the testimony of the medical examiner, the prosecutor asking questions to whoever he had to ask questions to, detectives, FBI agents, and the people that were at the scene and dealt with it. I'll point them to the videos of the trial, okay? If they really want to learn about the autopsy photos, because we really need to own. I'll even get the charts, because I have all the fucking paperwork having to do with this whole case in a file. So I'll send them the diagrams of, where Gannon's wounds were. This ain't worth it. No, instead of fucking doing that, she was like, I'm going to fucking die on this hill. Okay. I'm going to fucking double down and come up here and tell everybody that I'm keeping these fucking pictures up for fucking scientific reasons. Okay. For the people who want to detach themselves and look at it for scientific, for the sake of science, right? That's why that was her explanation. And so she doubled down and she kept the pictures up. Then when they got reported and the link got taken down, she put them up again. Then when it got reported, she put them up again. And she kept changing it. And she hid it on a Dropbox because she knew if she put it on YouTube, it would have got taken down immediately in the way that she posted it. So sit the fuck down.
It's wrong. And now
we're hearing that people warned her on top of everything to just fucking take it down, and she didn't do it. It's like, how are you defending this at this point in time?
How long this is going to go on until the avalanche stops rolling? That's when it's going to be over.
Yep. All right, so hold on. Let me say something first. I got the statement from the father says there are those that have found a way to further the evils committed against Gannon, but goodness and love will prevail. For every hint of evil concocted, a preponderance of kindness outshines the darkness of those that would deepen our pain. And that's what he's saying about their Patreons to view autopsy
You could hear Laura typing in the background.
Charging YouTubers are literally charging their patrons to view autopsy photos. That's what the father says about that. And you know, it's painful for him. The Lab, how you doing, Lab? What's going on? Welcome to the panel. How are you? I'm
good, man. How are you? You notice that not once in this entire fucking argument has Laura acknowledged the pain that Gannon's family is going through, like that she herself feels terrible and can't imagine what they're feeling knowing that these pictures are out there. Do you notice that not once through this whole entire journey, right, in the last couple of days that this has been going on? I mean, granted, I haven't watched all her lives, you know, regarding this, but I haven't watched any of her lives regarding this, but, you know, have you noticed that not once she's expressed any sorrow or anything, any kind of acknowledgement of their pain and her feelings that, you know, I'm a parent too. I can't imagine, you know, having to see my own child's autopsy photos being spread around on the internet. Not fucking once has that even fucking crossed her mind. Even though people have said it. People have fucking said it to her and she still hasn't acknowledged it.
pretty good. Your voice is a little low, but you know, maybe you got a connection problem, I think. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
You can hear me better. Okay. Good.
Yeah, you sound great.
Beautiful.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have a little 2 cents to put in on this?
I do. I do have. I do.
Do you know
yes.
Zab Girl personally, or do you know her like on YouTube?
I don't know her personally. I've been on her show once.
Okay, all right.
And I've had some. Yeah, I've been on her show one time.
Do you know Perplexed Cutie?
I think I've been on a panel with Perplexed before.
Hello.
Okay. And we have
How
Dr.
are you?
Eve here as well.
Yeah, I definitely know who
Eve is.
everybody. I know who everybody is.
All right, so I'm just introducing everybody. All right, cool.
Yeah. So when this was originally came up a few days ago.
I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit because I can't stay on here all that much longer. So let me just speed it up just a tad.
Go.
Yeah.
I was under the guise.
When did it come out? On Monday? Does this happen? Like when did the does anybody know?
Something like that.
Or on Monday, Tuesday, Monday or Saturday, maybe
week.
Sunday. What?
The beginning of the week.
All right, so Monday. All right, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, and so when it was initially framed was that what was happening was that there were pictures of Gannon on a Patreon that you could pay $3 to see, just to see the deceased photos or the photos of the deceased young man, and that was the way that it was presented at first.
Absolutely.
So I see.
As soon as I hear that, obviously I go, "Holy crap!" Right?
Yeah.
And then,
so what presented as that in the beginning was presented that to see photos of Gannon's out to the body.
Yeah, but
become a member.
Being presented like that with these fake fucking titles by people.
No, Laura, you're wrong. She fucking put it in her community post, dude.
Saying that's the way that it was presented. That's
Did
the
you
way
see that with your own eyes? The Lab?
What?
What you just said. The photo. What you just read to us about.
No, I had.
Oh.
I had heard people talking about what had happened, and they're like, "Did you hear what Zab Girl did?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And then the way that it was brought was, well, you know, that she got these photos and that she put them she put the photos behind a paywall, which it was the paywall was that you had to join her Patreon to see.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was because I didn't look.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with that.
That wasn't even true. That's the point.
Right, go ahead.
That wasn't even true.
Oh my God, dude, that is true. She advertised the fact that she had Gannon's autopsy photos. How the fuck else did people find out about this, Laura? How else did people find out about it?
What part?
That she didn't just put pictures behind, like, hey, if you want to see pictures,
I understand that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I was talking about an animal. I was saying a animal.
No, she didn't straight out say, hey, if you want to see his pictures, you have to pay. What she said was, I have Gannon's autopsy photos in my Patreon. Everybody here knows that unless you want to see them to get into Patreon, in order to see them, you have to fucking pay money. Okay? That's the paywall, Laura. That's the fucking paywall. Okay? So anybody who wants to see those photos now knows that they have to pay $3 to see them. The people that are already in her Patreon, they already paid for Patreon. So they weren't paying technically for the photos. They're paying for all her content. But you're not getting it, dude. You're just not getting it. You know? I'll say it the same way. If I wanted to go on the teacup ride at Disney World, I have to pay the admission to. If I want to go to Disney World, specifically to see Mickey Mouse or go on the teacup ride, I have to pay the admission to get in there, and then I could go on the ride. What are you not understanding about this?
Oh, that wasn't true.
Oh yeah, no. So that's initially how.
Yes, Orion Artist. That's exactly what I wrote in my comment to Zab Girl yesterday. I wrote that exact fucking phrase. I said, this is not about science. It's about just morbidly fucking curious people that just want to see what a dead child looks like for some strange fucking reason.
It was presented to me, and so I was like, wow, that's really crazy and gnarly and all those things. And it is. If that was exactly the way that it happened, it's terrible. Now,
you can call me Rich Perplex. You guys can call me Rich if you're on the panel. You can call me
I am unequivocally, I don't want there to be any ambiguity about what I'm going to say here. It wasn't presented properly at first, but it's still wrong. I thought it was wrong. I don't think that there's any, personally, no need for it. I think that if you're, one of the things that everybody always says is like, what if that's your family member? What if that's your family member? But what if it's just, how about just like human decency and all that stuff? Now, I will agree that people jump on for outrage's sake, okay? And I'm not saying that people aren't outraged about this, because
some people do. You're 100% right. They do. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think a lot of people are outraged and their hearts are in the right places, A
lot of people are, and rightfully so. There's a young man's photos out there.
11-year-old.
I don't know why that falls under the Freedom of Information Act. I don't know why a state wouldn't protect people from doing that.
I'm surprised they sent those. I'm surprised they sent those pictures out of an infant, more or less.
Yeah, well, there's really two aspects to it. Is that initially what was said wasn't true, but to me, it was never it wasn't good. It was bad, really. But then what happens is people realize that people are pissed off about it, which is right, and then they prey on that pissed offness as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like a never-ending cycle. I understand people being upset about it, and people have every single right. But then, I should, I'll go fire up a show right now that says Zab Girl sells,
I'm just telling you right now, I'm pissed off about it, because when I look at pictures of that poor little boy, I see a kid that could be friends with my son, and I see a little boy, an innocent little boy who's the same age as my son. And I'm a mother, okay? I can't even fucking imagine that happening to my child, dude. Like, that's my worst, absolute fucking worst nightmare of that happening, okay? To anything like that happening to my son, just losing him in any fashion, okay? But never mind like that. And to think that somebody just can't take into consideration that somebody else's feelings are involved in this, that it is parents who just got over their child. That's the most emotional part of this, okay? Having to relive in great detail what happened to their son and what they went through. It's just terrible. And my fucking heart breaks for the family. And just thinking that if that was my son, I'd be fucking livid. To find out that somebody is not only just showing the photos, but putting them in a place where people are paying only $3. That's all my son's life is worth, $3. $3 admission prize. It's like a fucking circus, Like, come on in and see the great attraction of my son's dead body. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of it in those terms, and it's fucking sick. It's outraging. That's why I think the majority of people are pissed. I know I'm not alone in this. I'm just giving you guys my perspective, why it bothers me. Because I'm thinking with an empathetic heart, like, what if that was me? What if that was my kid? That's why I'm pissed off. I'm not mad at, I'm not even pissed off. That's probably not even the right word. It's just like, I'm grossed out. I'm disappointed. I think it's disgusting. I'm not angry. I don't, she doesn't owe me a fucking apology or anything. It's just, I'm bothered by it. And this is a topic that I think needs to be discussed in the public, because it shouldn't happen, dude. It's morally wrong, and it just shouldn't happen. We should always go to the extent of protecting children and their fucking privacy, especially when it comes to children, So, I mean, it needs to be discussed, and I'm glad it's being discussed, because, what next? What comes next after this? What more are people going to do to violate this child? So, I mean, come on.
Dead kids photos on Patreon. I'll fill a room up right now, Rich.
Yeah. Well, that's why I left her name out. I just put YouTuber.
No,
I don't want to put someone's name.
I'm just saying, in general, we'll fill a room up. We'll call her all kinds of dumb names. Tell her she's evil.
You'll get mad views.
Sure, not. But I don't like people are already doing that. I don't need to do that. And
Yeah.
I'm not defending Zab Girl in any way, shape, or form. I'm not, because I've seen some of the other stuff with the Kylie Rodney case and the Chris Watts case. I was very disheartened by a lot of that kind of stuff.
Why
now that,
Kylie Rodney? Like why? What was
well,
that?
I mean, she really ran with a lot of really wild theories
Oh.
for a really long time.
So at this point, Laura's not contributing to the panel anymore. She's just like kind of sitting there and streaming this on her own channel. It's like
A lot of people did, not just her.
Yeah,
So I'm saying if
she's got nothing to say about the Kylie Rodney stuff or the Chris Watts stuff, and I'm not really all that sure what all Zab Girl did during the Chris Watts case. I know she was heavily involved in that case. I mean, that's where I first heard of her, was when she was covering the Chris Watts case. But like, I don't know what controversial things she really did. I don't remember, at least. I probably did know at one time and just don't remember. But the Kylie Rodney case was more recent, obviously. And so, you know, I do remember people being very angry with her. I mean, I don't follow her, so on a normal basis, I've watched some of her videos here and there, but like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like a regular subscriber. I don't even think I'm subscribed to her.
if this was like, okay, she did this, you're like, oh my God, take it down, apologize, fix it. I don't know how you fix something like this.
Blur out the pictures of his naked body and
Maybe just
maggots
don't
all
do
over
it.
it.
There you go. Right.
Or I mean, it's not a problem. Yeah, don't do it. Just don't put it. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, but so that's really where we're at. We're in phase 2 of this, and that's the outrage phase where people are like, yeah, people are pissed. Let's start a movement, and a lot of people do.
I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit because
we're never going to be
oh
hypocrites on YouTube.
People like to pile on. I think
But
that,
Lamb,
yeah.
those are the same people that were the first ones to look at the photos and, you know, contact families. They are the biggest hypocrites on YouTube. And my issue is not that what Zab did was right or wrong. My issue is, as a YouTuber in a true crime community.
Hold on. All right. Laura acts like these people looked at the pictures for the sake of looking at them. No, if you're gonna fucking call somebody out for something, you know, you got to take one for the fucking team, I guess, in a sense, right? Where it's like, I want to make sure before I get up on my platform and I call this person out for something, you know, I want to make sure that the information in there is correct, like which is what I should have done yesterday. You know, but well, there was no way to prove what I did yesterday. I'm talking in regards to Veda's art. You know, I just trust Bird Toast because I know Bird Toast always does her homework. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying she did anything wrong. She did her homework, and that's what, you know, that's what she found. That was her results, and I still love Bird Toast, and I'll still support her always. You know, but you know, there was no way of really finding out that Vada had, you know, variations in her artwork and shit. It was very hard to see. And Bird Toast did her homework, and she even double checked it. Okay. People reported it to her, and she went in and double checked and image searched each image herself just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I guess it ended up being wrong in the end. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? That's why I apologized, and I walk away from the situation. But you know, that's why people were looking at the photos. It wasn't because they were, you know, being morbidly curious. It's like, you're not going to go on your channel and call somebody out. You want to know exactly what you're calling them out for. So, you know, and again, most of the people that did see him, they didn't pay for the link. Somebody else sent it to them. But Laura just is going to keep selling this false narrative.
All this outrage is going to hurt us. We're never going to be able to get records.
Hold on.
And my issue is not that what Zab did was right or wrong. My issue is, as a YouTuber in a true crime community, all this outrage that what Zab did was right or wrong.
Sorry.
My issue is, as a YouTuber in a true crime community, all this outrage is going to hurt us. We're never going to be able to get records.
That's not true, Laura. That's not true. First of all, you don't fucking buy records ever, because you don't even have money to fix the fucking oil leak in your car or to get home from fucking where you're driving. You know, so we know that you're never doing records requests that cost thousands of dollars. Okay. You're not really that concerned about that. But of course, Laura's, you know, main concern would be about herself and not, you know, the family that's getting hurt. But, you know, what they're trying to do is not abolish the fucking Freedom of Information Act here. They're just trying to limit, you know, some of it with children, especially.
We're never going to be able to get anything. It's going to totally destroy FOIA requests and a lot of things.
She always says FOIA. It's FOIA, Laura. That's what everybody calls it. Why do you have to fucking spell the letters out?
It's all because a bunch of drama people who literally were the first ones.
Here we go. Bunch of drama people. Laura's got to fucking, you know, label everybody. You can't be in 2 categories. You could only be in 1 category, guys. So if you ever discuss drama, that means you're a drama person. I mean, like, I wouldn't even Queen Bee. Yeah, does she discuss drama on her channel? I mean, her channel is kind of like mine, right? I mean, except she has, more people on her panel, where I do mine by myself, but same kind of concept, right? Where it's like we do some shit talking, we might cover a case here and there, we might talk about a crime that occurred. I mean, there's a variety of topics on there, so I don't even know if I would label her a drama content creator. They talk about a variety of topics. I would call it a variety channel, but either way, just because her attention, she was the first one to call this out, it doesn't mean that, she's a drama person, I mean, stop fucking labeling people, or you sound like a fucking idiot. Yeah.
To run and look at the pictures because they had to see it, because they had to make sure it was correct.
Yeah, exactly, Laura. Exactly. Because unlike you, when people call things out, they like to be correct. They don't want to look like assholes like you do. So they want to be correct in things. So they try to do their research and then their homework. So what's wrong with that? They don't want to put out the wrong information, unlike you.
I mean, it's just a bit of nonsense.
She's like, how dare people verify things?
So
and they're screaming about it.
I'll tell you right now, I can't tell you how many times subscribers of mine, friends of mine, even my good friends who I trust with everything, okay, on this platform that I've been friends with for years, how many times they will tell me things and I'll be like, well, send me a clip if you have it, because I don't just go based on people's words. I need to see it with my own eyes and ears. I do it all the time. As a creator, I kind of owe, that responsibility to you guys. And if I don't, I always try to preface, like, I heard this. I said it the other day when I was talking about something. I think I was addressing Natasha Cooper's end in this. I was told by somebody that I trust. I don't know, this for myself. I didn't see it myself, but that her video was, totally different than what what's her name showed. But again, I didn't see it myself, and I always make that clear that it's not my word. I'm taking the word of somebody else, and that I trust, but it's not my word. And I didn't see it for myself. You always have to make that clear.
Just because a few people may have a problem with other people doesn't take away from the wrongness of what's happening. Exactly. And there's a lot of people that have an opinion about.
Laura, even just bringing that up just goes to show that that's what this is about. It's about Queen Bee. It's about drama. If Queen Bee was for it, okay, I truly believe this, okay, this is just my opinion, but I truly believe that if Queen Bee was totally on board with what Zab Girl did, Laura would be on the opposite side saying that it's wrong to put children's photos in there. I'm telling you, I know Laura. I've seen her do this shit for years.
Side of the drama, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of regular people that oppose what's happening, and it's not for views and clicks. That they have nothing to gain. They're subscribers. When she put this video,
I have nothing to gain. I don't put Zab Girl's name in my fucking title. It's not in my title, but the people that are here are watching and interested in this topic.
She was up 700 subscribers. Since this came out, she's lost like 17K at least last I checked.
Wow.
Damn.
There's a reason why
17K? Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, she was 17,000.
That's a lot of people disagreeing. Yeah, Laura, she's almost there, because last I checked, I know she was almost, she was like a couple hundred people away from hitting 100,000 subscribers. And last I looked, she was like around 86K maybe. And I'm sure since then it's gone down even more. So yeah, that's probably, pretty good estimate there, but can't count.
She lost 3,000.
Yeah, was that?
How many? 4,000?
3.
Oh, 3,000.
She was getting close to getting to the 100K, and now she's at 89.
She was at 92.
She's like at 89.
She was not at 92, Laura. You must have checked at the wrong day, because I remember specifically the day this happened, looking at her channel and her subscriber count, and she was literally like less than 100, a couple of hundred people away from hitting 1K. 100K, sorry.
Oh, well.
Look, she's lost a substantial amount. And by the way, a lot of those are carryover, like if you've been on YouTube for 5 years, your first 10,000 may still not be around. What she's lost is a
Laura,
substantial amount of core watchers. There's no doubt about it. It hurts her channel. It hurts whatever brand she has. It hurts credibility. But you know what? That's just kind of the stuff that you have to deal with when you do stuff like this. Look, I've done stuff that I regret, and then you go, oh crap, you shouldn't have done that. This to me was either willful ignorance or didn't care, because I think that you have to understand that this is not going to go over well. That's just my opinion, and it shouldn't have gone over well, because he's an 11-year-old boy. I mean, the kid was stabbed 18 times, hit in the head, shot, stuffed in a suitcase. What more you need to know?
Right.
Okay.
You want to know more about it? Become a medical examiner. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
And it's a case closed.
it's a child.
I'm just shocked that she would put pictures of it. Does she have kids of her own? This girl, Zab Girl?
No.
That's why.
But
That's
even
exactly
still, like
why.
I would
She doesn't have kids.
But I would hope that people that don't have kids, my kids are in their 30s. I just started to get grandkids. But even still, it's sickening to think that people have to like where is our humanity? Like, where is our human this just barely.
You don't need to have kids necessarily to feel a way about this, because I even if I didn't have a kid, I think I'd still feel fucked up about this.
We got closed.
Because I have little kids in my life. You know what I'm saying? I have nieces, nephews, cousins that are younger than me, you know, friends' kids. Like, I don't know.
The parents are still in mourning.
My mom was shot in the head 3 times. And I'm telling you, if somebody put those photos out of her, like if they had them and they did that, I'd be so pissed off. I'd be so, and I don't care what kind of video you made.
Wow.
You can make it the theme to Dumbo. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. I don't give a shit. I'd be pissed off, and I can understand the outrage.
I know.
But at the same time,
disgusting, to be honest.
At the same time, you know, he's a little boy.
I know,
he's a little kid, you know, that's crazy to me.
The minor. He's a minor.
And his body was brutalized.
You can't even put it, and when you in lawsuits, you can't even put this guy's real name in. You have to put the initials. And again, at GS, his initials will be on any type of document. Usually, if it's like a regular, lawsuit document, you can't even put the minor. There's a minor under 18. You consider an infant by a mother and natural guardian. That's how you consider.
I see just facts in the chat. The victim vultures have zero empathy. So true.
In court, an infant by her mother and natural guardian. You still consider an infant until 18.
Let me ask you a question for both of you. As YouTubers, do you not think that everyone's worried about the parents, understandably?
Wow. Everybody's worried about the parents, understandably. Yeah, Laura, that's what normal people with their normal morals think.
But if it would have just stayed in her Patreon and all of these people wouldn't have shared it, and all of these people, this outrage is hurting them more. This outrage of now it's good, No. It's not the outrage, Laura, that's hurting them more. It's the fact that her Patreon is open to anybody. Any fucking idiot with $3 could join her fucking Patreon, which means it's open to the public, okay? All they have to do is pay $3 and they get in. That's the outrage, okay? But, I mean, there's already hundreds of people in there from what I understood, okay? There was already hundreds of people. So now you're exposing autopsy photos to hundreds of people. How do you know that some of the people who initially spoke out on this weren't people that were already in her Patreon, that then emailed people like Queen Bee and somebody else and was like, holy shit, this girl just put this kid's, autopsy photos in there. So I don't know what she's even trying to say here. What was originally just in someone's private Patreon.
Your fucking Patreon's not private, dude. There's 100 people in there. I don't consider that private, especially when anybody could buy a fucking membership. How is that fucking private? Does she know what privacy is? Wow.
Is now this global thing with, to me as a parent, I have 3 kids. Right. This would be a lot worse than the original offense.
But wait, but what's your question in there? I'm waiting for a question.
It's not worse than the original offense, Laura, because the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that know about it didn't see the pictures and didn't pay for the membership. So what are you saying?
Asking what it would be. Would it be any different if it didn't get leaked out? That's the question.
No, I'm saying that what's your opinion that it would be different? This whole
I still think it'd be wrong.
Lynch mob is making it 10 times worse.
I still think in my opinion, think it'd be bad that she is putting up photos of a minor, of his penis and burnt body parts.
I like this Manimal guy because he just keeps sticking to the point. He keeps sticking to the same fucking point, which is she put a photos of a minor child with horrific wounds, and damage done to his body and his privates and whatever else was showing in those pictures. That's it. There's no other argument.
He's a minor. It's still wrong. I would still be me. I fucked up.
I think that the family would probably be happy with people circling the wagon for him. I don't think that re-victimizes them. I think what
That's right. And the family actually thanked everybody who was looking out for them on their behalf. It showed gratitude towards them.
Circling the wagon. What do you mean by that?
Like
rallying,
showing up, protecting them.
That was the mom's. Yeah, that was the mom's.
Okay. I don't know what you meant by that.
You don't know what circling the wagon means?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
You know about it now? I don't know what it means.
No, I don't know. I just thought it was a common phrase.
Circling the wagon. No, we don't say that in New York. We're circling the wagon.
We don't have wagons here either in California.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Circling the wagon. It means
I don't know what the fuck it means.
The more you know. The more you learn.
Yeah, the more you know.
Well, I thought I used it wrong. That's why I questioned. I go, oh shit, did I use that wrong?
No, it's just not everything.
So how long do we continue to publicly lynch her?
Yeah, that's
oh my God, Laura, how many fucking times are you gonna ask that? you act like you haven't been on the internet for years. I mean, could possibly go on for a week, a couple of weeks, and then people will move on. Something else will happen, and people will move on.
Until it's over. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to run its course.
It has to run its course. There is no time frame on it.
You can't change it. She can't.
Tomorrow, I'm not going to talk about it tomorrow again. Hey, tomorrow we're going to talk about it again. For me, I think it's fucked up, and I'll move on personally. But
you know what she could do?
As the information spreads, I mean, we literally watched this spread from like Queen Bee's channel to like national news, right? We all sat here and watched this. It spread. It's going to keep spreading for a little bit until it reaches the amount of people that it needs to reach, and changes are made. That's the answer, Laura. Like nobody knows nobody knows when it's going to happen. That's like asking somebody, well, when am I going to die? Like nobody has an answer for that, Laura. It's whenever it reaches its fucking the end of its life is when it's going to fucking die out.
I think what she could do, that it's not going to really I don't know, it's not going to win everybody over, but if she had a part in creating Gannon's law legislation, I think that would show that she's remorseful for what happened. It's really sad what happened to both of them. Like, I don't want this stuff going on to Zab either. I wouldn't want, I'm not a YouTuber. Like I said, I just pray on my channel and it's like 400 subscribers. I'm never trying to, it's not monetized, etc. But my point is this.
And here's Adacor in the chat, and it's the same Adacor. I have seen others do much more harm. Really, girl? Come on. I mean, I have too. I've seen other people do other types of harm, but this is pretty fucking gross, dude. This is pretty fucking gross.
Like, I don't want, she's very.
And again, just because other people do bad shit, I hate that argument when people are like, well, I've seen other people do worse things. Well, yeah, just because people have done worse, it doesn't mean that this is right. It doesn't somehow minimize it, make it right. It's fucking still wrong, dude. Even if other people have done it wrong shit too,
Very talented at what she does. I wish it had never happened. That would have been the best thing, that it would never happen. But now it has, and I think that it's a good thing. The mom likes the fact that everybody's rallying around Gannon. Exactly. And if this is going to take a movement to,
we're getting to the part where she rage quits,
put into every state and every country a law that will protect victims, I'm all for it. Maybe this was divine to have this happen.
I don't think it's big enough for move. I don't think this is big enough to make any changes.
Okay, there was no
with our amendments. This is our amendments. This is our amendment right to get these photos and to share.
No, this stuff has reached really high levels.
No, there's
movement with super chat.
Laura's like, there's no movement because she doesn't want to admit that Queen Bee might have started a movement here because essentially she did. I mean, she was the first person who fucking called this shit out, on a public platform and said how fucked up it was. Her and the people on her panel. And Laura can't handle that. She can't handle that Queen Bee might have started a movement here. She can't handle that.
That's
well, I think that it with it being a child, it would have a much better chance to maybe get in front of some lawmakers, or because this is by state. This isn't like just a national law. So if Florida's like, look what happened when we did this last time, they can change that. It's not set in stone forever. Because it is by state. And I think in some states you're not even allowed to get that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. And the Gannon's law is irrelevant.
It needs to become federally accepted. So that means that every state follows the same protocol, which is that they do not release photographs of minor children's, deaths to the public. That's what it needs to happen.
Even at this point, because
known forever, because it is by state. And I think in some states you're not even allowed to get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the Gannon's law is irrelevant at this point because
wow,
why isn't the outrage at the person that released them?
Well,
oh my god, dude, why isn't the outrage? Because the person that released them is doing their job, dude. Okay. The person that released them was doing their job, maybe overlooked something by accident and didn't realize that they weren't supposed to include that within the file. Okay. And that was probably more of an accident. Zab Girl is the one who put him behind a fucking paywall, Laura. What do you not understand, dude? And wanted people to fucking pay to see them. Like it was a circus act. What do you not fucking get, dude?
Well, they don't have a choice.
Well, that's a court. I mean,
right. Man, we'll tell you about that.
They don't know what you're going to do with the photos. I mean, they're hoping that you're going to use them properly, not just like show them more. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Do you ever deal with that stuff, Manimal?
With what?
Like
exactly?
Freedom of Information Act or anything?
I mean, we don't deal with that stuff because we always do FOIL search, so we get the information.
Yeah,
and we use it for the case. Like certain.
It's so funny that they said FOIL search because here, for some reason in New York, they call it FOIL requests. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's different, but yeah, it's called a FOIL request.
But nothing like crazy like this, but you know, just basically like
instead of FOIL.
Street, something
yeah,
wrong with the street, or accidents and stuff like that. That's it. Nothing like murder cases were involved.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked that I would think because with all the protecting minors with the courts, and now you can't even put their full name on documents when we file. You got to do initials. You know, everything's redacted.
You know, Laura's comparing an oversight. Yeah, right. Figure skating coach. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but my husband comes in last night and he's just like so casually while we're eating dinner. He's like, yeah, he's like, so Laura's gonna call me. It was funny. But anyway, and I didn't even tell him about it because it's just so fucking ridiculous. He you know, the guy that doesn't fucking know what I'm doing on YouTube or anything, he figured it out on his own.
You know, then you have to email the court directly the actual document. You can't even post it on the e-filing because we do a lot of e-filing now. Everything's initials. You can't put social. You can put the date of birth, but you can't put no names of a minor. But now you have people sending out murder pictures of kids naked and burnt up. I just.
Oh, anyway, what I was gonna say was that you can't compare a clerical error, or oversight to somebody putting something behind a fucking paywall and like consciously, purposely separating those files from the rest of the shit and putting them in a certain place. You know what I'm saying? If there was nothing wrong with them, why not just put them on your YouTube channel, Zab Girl? But no, she put them in a place where, it would protect her. She's trying to act like she was protecting Gannon and it was for security reasons. The only person she was trying to secure was herself, her own fucking ass. That's who she was trying to secure. Okay, because she knows if she put, graphic photos out like that on YouTube, she would lose her fucking channel in a heartbeat. So she did it in a way where it protected her, not him, because protecting him would be, you know what? I'm probably not going to show these photos because they're really graphic and disgusting and people don't really need to see this to understand what happened. So I'll just leave those out and, that's it. And I'll make a video about the medical examiner's testimony or something. No, she put them in her in a Dropbox link so that she could protect herself and her channel. It's the only person she was securing. That was a conscious decision to do that. You can compare it to a clerical error. You you just can't. Hold on. Sorry.
And Adequate says that the judge has the right to seal it. But I think that's only during the trial. Isn't it?
Only the trial, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure they could seal records after the trial.
Sealed, weren't they?
I'm not sure.
Just Fact says in the chat, protecting children is basic human decency. Exactly.
Yeah, but after the trial's over, the judge doesn't, he doesn't proceed over it. Still, he's not going, hey, don't ever let those photos out.
Lazy Purple Rain. She wants her subs and accolades. Absolutely.
No, I mean, but Zab Girl, you can do what you want, Zab Girl. It's your channel. It's your life. You can show the videos and pictures if you want. You're just going to get this situation like now. If you don't give a shit about that, then keep doing it. I mean, she can do what she want to do. I mean, it's her life. It's her channel. It's her whatever. But you may lose people. You may gain people. I don't know. But in my opinion, it's wrong.
All right, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit just because
Did she apologize at least? Wait, did she? Wait, I'm sorry, Doctor. Did she ever apologize at least and say, hey, guys, I'm really sorry. Put these pictures. I'm thinking, I'm just making this video. I was focused on that. And did she apologize? Yes or no?
No.
What would she apologize for?
Oh, come on. Perplexed. Now, do I have to be fucking sad about showing a minor and people making fun of the fucking kid, the little kid? I mean, what do you mean? What are you going to do? The family's pissed off. Your people were pissed off to say, I'm sorry.
Look, Zab Girl can't control what other people say, in response to a video or something. I mean, but she should apologize for even facilitating that shit, for like, what do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? What does she have to apologize for?
And I wasn't thinking, I'm sorry. Or she doesn't give a shit, then she doesn't have to apologize. I'm just saying maybe she should. That's all.
A, she did apologize.
B, no, she didn't.
As in a post.
And Laura, you're a fucking liar. That was an apology.
She is also
in the chat.
I didn't find that as
they're not here. Does anybody else find it convenient that she just happened to be on vacation?
What did she say?
Not only that, but she called this week. She called this week for not being able to
you want me to read her post, Rich?
Pictures.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Hold on.
Everybody's saying no, she didn't apologize. So I don't know. Sorry, Perplexed, but everybody's saying no.
The point that you're truly missing, and it's to be missing from a lot. Okay. She is not the one that blasted this. She is not the one that spread this all over the internet. She is not the one that did this to upset anybody.
Right now, what do you mean by that, though? Are you blaming the courts? I'm showing the picture in the courts.
Dude, she had almost 100,000 subscribers. Tell me how she didn't blast this. She advertised it to 100,000 people that are subscribed to her channel that she had these pictures in her fucking Patreon. How is that not fucking blasting it to people? Oh my God, dude.
She
and tried the trial? Are you blaming the trial?
No. She took the file photos. I mean, the file,
the
the
one
whole
that she
file,
paid $400 for. Yes,
put them in a private group,
correct.
450.
and discussed them, and made a video for it, and discussed it with her Patreons. That's all she did.
She could have removed or blurred out at least the photos.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. Some people say they were blurred. Some people say they weren't. I don't know. I didn't see them. It depends who you ask.
But the point isn't even the blurred. Like whenever you share anything, I don't care if it's one person texting another person a picture of themselves. You can guarantee that is no longer safe. You have given this to another person that you have no control over what they're going to do, but you were responsible for giving it to that person.
Right. It's like the outbreak monkey.
Right.
Hey, but if it's blurred out, no one can unblur it. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. No, I get that. But can you enlighten me? Because I'm ignorant to the monkey.
Yeah, like you have like one. So if you put a like, you ever seen the movie Outbreak? The sick monkeys out there. There's just one of them. But then all of a sudden, whoever released it or didn't take care of it or whatever, it creates a creates an epidemic.
Yeah.
So
you have
you're responsible for
yeah, I do.
All right, let him. I want him to read Zab Girl's apology.
Hey guys, I wanted to address what's going on right now with the Gannon autopsy corner video I created. Unfortunately, this seems to be something where people are very divided on how they feel about it, and I'm hearing a lot from both sides. The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people.
Where's the apology in this?
Will genuinely think making a video including the autopsy photo is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people, like myself, think of autopsy photos and the coroner explaining them as interesting and informative, and are able to view it all in a more scientific, detached way. It's just one of those things where it depends on the person. I am not adamantly against taking down the video if people are truly unhappy with it. I will absolutely consider doing that. But right now, it seems that there are a lot of other people who are acting in bad faith and creating lies for fun and excitement in order to pit others against me. If you've heard the latest rumor that I've been distributing photos of Gannon's genitalia, I assure you I have not, and his genitalia isn't visible in any of the autopsy photos in the autopsy corner video. So it's a bit difficult to sort through what's what. When there are other creators who have the same autopsy photos up right here on YouTube.
No, they don't. Not like that.
For public viewing on their channel, where anyone can stumble across them and they are not being attacked as I am right now, it becomes obvious that some of this hate I'm receiving is not genuine, is being done for other reasons. YouTube drama gets clicks. I understand some of you have issues with me charging money on my Patreon for the video. If I was charging money for the autopsy files alone or something like that, I would think I'd see your point. But in this case, I spent a lot of time and I worked hard putting together a video, lining up the coroner's audio and descriptions along with the appropriate part of the photos. She is
so she wants to be paid for her fucking work. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Describing and editing it to try to make it as informative as possible for the viewer. This is what I am charging for, which I would hope you can agree is understandable. Anyway, thank you to those who have reached out to me with your take on it in a respectful way, who understand this is simply a bit of a gray area.
AKA Laura and fucking Bullhorn Betty. It's not a gray area for most people. It's not even close. It's a very colorful area for most people.
As to what is socially acceptable and what isn't.
I mean, it's pretty black and white is what I should say. It's black and white to most people. It's wrong, and that's it. Period. End of story. No fucking, further discussion or arguments needed.
Like I said, I'm not against removing the video, and I care what you think, but it's hard to make sense of it all while I'm getting some very serious unhinged threats being made against myself and my loved ones, and those threats are coming from those who claim I'm doing something morally objectionable. For those of you who are willing to discuss this rationally and want to communicate your thoughts, please comment on this post, as I might not see it anywhere else. After I deal with the threats, I will come back and read everything here so I can get an idea of the best way to proceed.
So wait a second. So you could only comment on this if you agree with her. That's basically what she's, saying, if you want to discuss it rationally. Sounds like you are trying to protect yourself from emotional, opinions.
Based on your input, thank you guys, Zab.
Wow. Well, yeah, I think I saw something before, but yeah, that's basically a statement. That's not a apology.
That wasn't an apology.
No, that's not an apology.
Yeah, no.
Now Laura looks like an idiot once again. I mean, she already did like this whole fucking time, but I mean, she really looks fucking stupid saying she apologized. That wasn't an apology.
And I just want to thank, I know some people are like, okay, who's the person that brought this out? I want to thank Queen Bee for bringing it out. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for that channel saying it. And the reason why I'm naming it is because they're getting a lot of flack for having put it out. And that's not okay. Why are we hiding the truth? Why do we want to hide the truth?
Right.
Well, if you want to get technical, it was Evil Abe that put it out.
Well, no, I'm just telling you where I saw it.
Oh my
I'm telling you where
God.
I saw it, where I found out about it, and I'm thanking her for that reason. I don't even know who that other person is, but my point is this:
Haha.
it's out. It's everywhere. Everybody knows now what happened. I don't think she should be at all threatened. Nobody should be trying to find her. Nobody should be trying to dox her. That's
Right.
wrong. We need to just try to change what happened. We wouldn't know that this was even possible to happen if it hadn't happened. So now we could focus all this energy, all this, rage, anger. Like you, Lab, I've lost a loved one to murder, and I would not want to see the pictures.
Sorry to hear that.
And I wouldn't want anybody to have access to. He was 18. He wasn't a child, but I wouldn't want anybody to have access to that other than the coroner.
I wouldn't even want people to look. When my mom died, my family had to go and clean the house up that it happened at. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Yeah.
And
that is so fucking horrible. Like I didn't know this until recently. When people die, like they don't fucking clean the scene up. Like, and that's just, the family's like responsible for either hiring like a company or something. Like I don't know why I thought this, but I just kind of always thought that like the police or something, like when they came in, they had people that clean the blood and everything up, but that's not the case. Like, so that's got to be just horrible.
And my cousins had to clean up the car with all the blood on it. You can't clean that.
Nobody shows up and says, "Hey, we're here to clean this up," and that's not how that scarred my family. Just having to do stuff like that.
I can't even fucking imagine.
And at the time, and this was now they probably you can hire like special places to do that, but back then, and even if you did it, it was like $1,000 or $1,500 or something crazy, that people couldn't afford or can't afford, and and that's just the crime scene alone.
Wow, I just have to say, this glue just made my life so much easier because when I was making my crystal, the pots with the gold leaf, I was using Mod Podge to put down the gold leaf, and it was making my life so hard because I had to sit there and it just didn't stick all that great. I bought this metal leaf adhesive from Michael's, and oh my God, that just made things so much easier.
The crime itself it's just crazy.
Yeah, I talk to victims of crime all the time because I have to give them therapy and I have to hear their stories. I have to hear their tears, and I can't even imagine having this happen to any of them. I don't care how old they are.
Notice Laura's not participating in this part of the conversation where people are like empathizing with each other. She has nothing to say.
How young they are. There has to be a way that people can protect their loved ones.
Yeah. Well, if you read about the Dale Earnhardt autopsy photos, that his wife, I think this was in Florida. I think it happened at the Daytona 500.
All right, I'm just going to fast forward a little because I really do have to get off here in a few
minutes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
Sorry, Minimal. I was saying they assume that professional, actual scientists.
I put the link for the entire video if you guys want to watch it.
Manimal, if your child was a high-profile case, you might think differently because you would see it as,
God.
I'm sure there are going to be people.
Hold on.
That's how I feel. Exactly like that. Some dudes or some people on the YouTube and around the world is like
you're going
studying my child autopsy photos.
That's interesting.
So that, and like Lord knows what they're doing with them.
But Manimal,
sorry, my fucking internet is taking a second to catch up with me.
If your child was a high-profile case, you might think differently because you would see it as, I'm sure there are going to be people. That's why they have to close it or they have to, shut it down because.
Oh my God, Laura. So just because he was a high-profile case, his body, his naked, butchered body deserves to be out there.
They know people across the universe are going to want those pictures. They're going to want to look at the pictures. That's the world today.
Yeah, I would feel differently in what way though? I would be pissed off. Like I just said, I would go to this girl's house.
Laura, and that's why people are trying to make a change so that doesn't fucking happen anymore.
Smack her in the head. What are you doing?
But if your daughter was high profile, you might see it differently.
Really? I don't think Gannon's parents are looking at it like, oh, well, Gannon was a high profile case though. It's okay if everybody looks at his body because guess what? That's still their baby boy. I mean,
how though?
And define high profile too.
I don't understand the high profile. It's still my son. I don't care how high profile it is.
Listen, if and I don't want to get into a debate about who's guilty with the West Memphis 3. I don't want to talk about that. What I'm going to tell you is at the very beginning of the.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just going to fast forward a little more.
Three boys were murdered in West Memphis, Tennessee.
I really do have to fucking go in a few minutes, so we just skip ahead a little. The conversation's interesting, to say the least, with the people on here that are actually having empathy, showing empathy. She just clearly doesn't have any.
It's wrong.
When it's a close case,
from a creator perspective, not from a sub perspective. I'm speaking from a creator's perspective.
I'm speaking from a human perspective. It's a case closed. There's nothing to be gained by it. Nothing. We know who did it. We know what happened. That's facts. That's facts. That was facts. There was a real. I can't do this anymore.
But I have
one real
on
the panel.
All right, let me know when
Can I finish?
No.
Yeah, I'm not done.
You don't
So I'm gonna finish. So there was.
You notice, especially if it's another woman and they're intelligent, Laura's got to either talk over them or she's got to go. All of a sudden, she's got to go.
Real scientist. There was a real expert, a coroner, who testified on the stand. Case is closed. We know what happened. We know who did it. What is left to learn for the sake of science?
Nothing. The autopsy was already done. The medical examiner's already weighed in.
Right.
It doesn't.
Over.
To me, it just doesn't. It's a position to defend that you really can't. Well, she did something she shouldn't have did. It happened. She didn't say, "Hey, to the family, I'm sorry, I'll take it down immediately." She kind of said, "Well, I got some people that are kind of into it."
All right, the rage quit's coming. Hold on.
5 or 6 years and
And
draws
the
as
reason
many
why
people
she
into a show as I
rage
do,
quit
and I don't have
hilarious.
1/5 of her audience. She lost 3,000. I mean, that's a huge chunk to lose. So
sorry, my internet
could have been a lot worse. For the amount that this has gone on, she could have lost 50,000 subs.
And she still might, by the way. You never know.
2,000, not much.
Let me say something. Go ahead. If you're not done yet, go ahead. Finish the purpose.
I want to ask Eve a quick question.
Uh-oh.
Going back to what I said before, you are.
Oh, and by the way, there was I just saw Love Shack Sarah in the chat there. Somebody who used to troll with her account, cloned their account, then named themselves Cat, and is now doxing me, has been floating around. So if you see that person, just kindly report that channel.
Your name is all about God. Isn't it all about forgiveness and turning the other cheek and forgiving someone when they did wrong?
Oh God.
And this has gone on for days with you. So I'm just wondering,
Laura, people will forgive Zab Girl. And first of all, I don't need to forgive Zab Girl because she didn't fucking do anything to me. But like all of a sudden Laura's talking about forgiveness. I mean, she will literally just argue to argue.
When does that kick in? When do you learn to forgive and move on?
When responsibility kicks in.
Oh,
Woo!
Good answer.
Well,
Dr. Eve, go ahead.
I forgave her immediately because, I do have a heart for her.
Okay.
This is, to me, even though I don't know her like in real life, I respect the work that she does. She goes hyper-focused big time. And some of the work she does is good. But there's some stuff that is like, Lord have mercy. Gosh, it's a little too much. It's a little too deep.
Isn't that every creator?
Well, she goes a little deeper. She goes a little deeper, and bless her heart, I'm thankful for the good work. But she was wrong on this. If it was my own uncle, my brother, my mama, my daddy, I don't care who it was, it would be wrong for them. Can I forgive them for that? Completely. Should she be like dragged forever? No. But unfortunately, this.
Oh, Anita, I did a live earlier regarding the Gilgo arrest. I don't know if it got taken down. I haven't checked back on it. I got shut down because I was playing a video, but I'm elated to hear that somebody's finally going to be held responsible for this. I mean, for the Gilgo beach murders. I'm so excited to hear that.
Has to run its course.
Yeah, I agree.
And hopefully something good will come from you. So forgiveness is necessary. I forgave her a long time ago.
This would end if everybody made it end.
Well, it's not gonna. It just hit me in the news today.
If she hadn't started.
I know it has to run its course, like I just said. I just found out about it today.
It would, and you found out about it because people keep talking about it.
Well,
Because
Brian got one of those News Nation. It's a big thing.
Why are people not allowed to discuss this? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Why does she want everybody to shut up? Why is she so upset that people are discussing this? If you don't like it, Laura, don't watch it. I mean, really, if you don't like that people are discussing it, don't watch the discussions. It's pretty fucking easy. There's some times where people are talking about things and I'm like, oh, I just had enough of this topic. So I turn it off. So why are you bothered by, you can't control the world. Why are you bothered that people are discussing this?
All right, let me just finish. Let me just say something, please. Go ahead. Dr. Go finish it.
I was just going to say, you can forgive somebody and still have it be wrong. You can like somebody and still have them be wrong.
Right.
Both things can be true and in effect at all times. One of the hardest things to do is to have a family member be a predator, and you got to turn them in, or you got to, turn states.
Amen. Amen. Been there, done that. Had to go to fucking sit in the district attorney's office and discuss my own fucking family member being a fucking monster. And it's horrible.
But it has to happen. You can love a person and visit them in jail, Or you can love a person and say, you know what, that was wrong. You're going to lose some subscribers. You know, I wish you hadn't done it. Apologize, please. You know, apologize to the parents. Something. You know, be part of the change. You can forgive, but not have to necessarily change your mind about whether or not it's wrong.
And when does everybody else who's made money, everybody else who shared the link, everyone else to view the
Why is she so worried about the money all the time?
pictures, where's their responsibility?
The people that made money, they didn't make money off of a deceased child, Laura. They made money calling a stupid asshole out, maybe, you know, going live and having discussions about these things. They didn't make the money off the kid. So I don't know why you always are so hyper focused on the finances of other people all the time. It's fucking weird. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're just jealous because people made money discussing this topic, but it has nothing to do with anything.
Don't know who you're talking about, and
There's
you know, that's
right. But where did it, what's the head of the snake at? Where did it start? Where did it originate from? Who started this?
Exactly.
Stole it out of Zab's.
They stole it from
no,
her?
I don't think so, because just because you put it behind a paywall doesn't mean that it's not going to get leaked. It's just it's going to happen.
It's definitely going to leak. It's not secured.
Do you have a Patreon?
No, I don't.
Do you have a Patreon, Animal?
Yeah, I have a Patreon.
Okay, so would you consider private stuff behind a paywall?
I mean, yeah, but
well, it won't. It's private, but it's not protected and secured, and someone can just share it. Someone can easily share it, whatever. Like,
yes.
I buy a lot of like mods for my computer games from Patreon. I have like 10 people on Patreon that I'm a member to. I can take that product and share it with everybody else because I want to share it, but I'm not supposed to because I paid for it. I'm supposed to keep it between us. But if I want to, I can share it with 20, 30, 40 other people.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. It's not secured. It's just it's not secure. Patreon. You can share it no matter what. It's like, you know, you have to trust that person not to share it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay, but
I don't know if that was your question. I'm just saying though.
Technically speaking, the courts are the ones that released it.
Well, that's what I'm gonna get to. Right here, No Cowgirl says the FOIL request was never supposed to include photos. Florida clerk is in big trouble for this, and the prosecutor and the lawyer you know is saying is that
not Florida. I know. I spoke to somebody about that. It's not Florida. It's Colorado.
Oh, whatever they requested.
It's Florida.
From.
No,
yeah,
it's Florida because his body was found in Florida.
Hey, Manimal, Sassy Sarah makes a really good point. It's not private if you tell people to join for $3 to your Patreon.
Exactly.
Well, she was advertising. Yeah, I got this
it's
video.
private for $3. Okay, guys.
Was she advertising the photos of Gannon?
I don't know.
Was all the words I got Gannon? I got pictures of Gannon photos naked and this
Right,
member, whatever. Like,
that's not how it went at all.
All right.
So here, because that's totally ignorant.
All right, here we go. Karen Lee, thank you for the email. I got an email from the mother of Gannon Stout. She says Gannon is my child, and it's not an experiment.
Did you hear her? Did you hear her? He goes, somebody said they got an email from the mother of the child, and Laura goes, oh my God. Wow.
Or a piece of paper or photo. He is a child. I pray that all that involved in this heinous act will stop. Let me put this on the screen. Sorry, I want to put this on the screen.
All Laura is showing here is why she shouldn't be a fucking true crime creator and why she has no fucking business being in this genre. I hear her say it all the time when she's giving her, you know, fucking professional advice on being a fucking true crime YouTuber is, you know, you got to take your empathy and feelings out of this. You can't have feelings in it. You can't have feelings. You can't have emotions. She's constantly saying that. She says it to Molly Golightly all the time. She's always bragging about how, you know, detached she is and she doesn't have any emotions. And you know what? Fuck you. Because I'd rather follow somebody who has empathy for the situation but can still report on it. You know, that's why I like Christina Randall so much. She's always expressing, you know, how horrible things are. And I feel so bad about this and blah, 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 blah. Laura, she's just totally fucking detached. And that's all she's doing is proving why she shouldn't even be in this fucking genre because she has no fucking understanding. It's a drama, dude, right? Crime is drama, dude. It's a form of drama, you know, and people are emotional about it. You know, it plays on your emotions. And I think it's actually rather sick that you fucking are able to detach and take your emotions out of the fucking case, especially just as a fucking person. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing a job. You're not getting paid to fucking do this shit. You know, you're not serving any purpose in this. You're just giving your opinion online like everybody else, you know, and you don't need to be detached for that. Any fucking Joe Schmo could give an opinion. Could you look at things objectively? Yeah, I try to take my emotions out of things, you know, cases sometimes just so I can see the other side of the case, you know, and look at it fairly because I always try to look from the perspective of a juror. You know, if I was a juror in this case, I have to understand both sides of the case. So I can't, you know, I can't take my emotional feelings into consideration when I'm trying to make a decision about something. But that's not what she's saying here. She's like basically saying just take all your emotions out of this. So like you could just tell though that she doesn't have emotions. She doesn't feel bad for the family. She doesn't care. She's making excuses as to why this is okay because, you know, it's a high profile case. So the parents should just understand. I mean, come on, Laura. I mean, yeah, do these things happen nowadays? This is the world that we're living in, and it's kind of sad. But just because it's the world that we're living in doesn't mean that people can't make changes, you know, and use their fucking senses and good judgment.
Wait, I gotta put this here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here, let me move that. Wait, hold on. All right. Where was I? I pray that all involved in this heinous act will stop and no longer do this to anyone else. I will not give you any satisfaction. No one deserves this, and no one wants to be in these shoes. You may say that if it happened to you, you may not change your actions. I do not wish this on anyone. I'm sure you would rethink your actions if this was indeed you or your child. The good that I take from this is that good people still exist, and in a matter of seconds, Gannon's army came together. I surely hope Gannon told you.
Again, the parents are showing gratitude towards all the people who, you know, pointed this out to them. That's what she's doing. She's like, Gannon's army, all the people that stood up for my child all this time, all the strangers out of the kindness of their heart who don't even know my son, who never even met my son, right? Who just care, are reaching out and making me aware that, you know, this is happening. Thank you. That's basically what she's saying here. And Laura doesn't get it. She just don't get it.
You all a lesson. He is the one who deserves an apology, my son, Gannon.
Okay, by the way, that's a Facebook post. That's not a private message. That's a Facebook post. So you got another liar.
Well, I know the statement from the mom. How do you know?
It's so you could see the 2 hours on the picture. That's a Facebook post.
Yeah, but I think it just kind of
So
covers.
What does that
this
mean?
heartfelt-
All right,
but
I'm
this
out.
heartfelt-
Why can't that be a real statement?
Post. That's a Facebook post.
Who cares?
What does that
Wait,
mean,
this is
though?
the crazy part. This is the
Everybody
crazy part. This is
fucking lies. That's what it means. This is no private message. This is a Facebook post
Okay.
that somebody took and is lying about it.
Well, I'm just reading it. I don't know.
Have a good night.
This is the crazy part. This is
Whether it's
this is
email or
There's the reach
crazy
quick,
part.
What does that
guys.
mean? The Facebook post. What does that mean? That's so idiotic. And
I'm a little. The fuck is that noise? Oh, my phone's ringing. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a little lost as to why Laura got so fucking upset about the fact that they were reading a Facebook post. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what she's so upset about. Anyhow, so yeah, that was it. I'm gonna put the link to this video in the chat because I really do have to go. And you guys can finish watching because they kind of give it to her. They kind of hand her ass after she leaves the panel. They're very confused. They're like, I don't understand like what the fuck just happened. And she's wrong. And she just made herself look like a complete fucking fool on this guy's panel. You know, you have this opportunity to go up on this panel and that's what you chose to do with it. Make yourself look like a total clown. So anyway, with that said, I do have to go. I really do. It was great talking to you guys. 4 o'clock, somebody said in the chat, I'm not 100% sure where, but there'll be a press conference supposedly about the Gilgo Beach, murder and the suspect that they have in custody right now. So keep your eyes open for that. I probably won't be back until Monday. So if there's anything crazy that I find out, maybe I'll try to pop on at some point in time. But I don't know. I'm going to have a busy weekend. So I really don't know if I'm going to have time for it. But you guys, or, I'll make a community post or something. If I find a link for where the press conference is, I'll try to put that up in my community post. But have a great weekend, everybody. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. All right, I'm out.